Hold on. How embarrassing.
Hold on.
I just
Technical difficulty.
I fixed it. It's not staying up, but it's working.
Things are fine.
It was so quick. Do we have some duct tape in the house?
Things were good for like 12 seconds. Okay. Hi, everybody. There's a lot of people in the shop, a lot of craziness happening. This is a really glued on there lid.
That one's going to take pliers.
Are you ready for romper room?
Yes. All right, so, yeah. Are you up at the top?
Yep, I got it.
Hello to
People at the beach.
the King, Poison Sumac. Unknown Origins FX, John C., Chad Smith. That's a string box. And Sarah R. The Slipknot Life. Hello, how are you? They're going to ask about clowns. And we have Edson Glutes, Cassandra Nylander. Hey, it's been a while. We should give Cassandra a Beastman fist bump.
Boom.
Hooray. And we have Resurrected Costumes. And we have Mr. Jimmy FX. And Body Geeks, John C., Courtney Boozer, Chase Perry. Kaylee, hello. Kim B. Brad Kennedy, Buster Mack, Joseph W. Creations, and Crips. Chad Smith, South Omaha Horror.
Ooh, Almantra Art.
Almantra Art.
Bum, bum, bum.
Anybody that I missed in that? Patricia Hogarty,
Ryland Burdett.
Ryland, you've been on before, right? You've been on before, right? Hit that. Give them a Beastman fist bump.
Boom.
Becky Hudson, I haven't seen you in a while. Jordan Easel, I haven't seen you in a while. Maybe I haven't been on in a while. We've been busy. Bruce Kraft. Dan Henry. Hello, sir. And yeah, there we
Now
go.
we're caught up.
All right, we're caught up.
Hi, everybody.
Dan Henry just sculpted a really cool Wolfman that I'm going to buy a blank of and decorate it. I am working right here. So, you've already picked us. So, go back to tripod cam for a second. We have Rue is working here today. Turn around and say hi, Rue.
Hi, Rue.
Okay, and then we have Stacy and Hallie. Stacy is in mission control tonight.
What?
And Hallie is looking busy.
Absolutely.
Just waiting in a heat gun that's not even turned on.
It
stuff.
is!
That's what she's doing.
Oh.
And Gray is back here dremeling. So if you hear a swarm of hornets, that's Gray dremeling. And I am working on Snail. You can go ahead and go back to Pip.
And we're pipped.
I just wanted them to realize who we were all working with.
Troy
tonight.
Branson says hello.
There's a lot going on. Troy Branson? Hello, Troy.
Ryland Burdett says, I have been here before, yes.
Okay. Like the name sounded familiar, but we have a couple Rylands. We have a few Rylands. Is this yours? You abandoned the mask?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to tell you that you're covered in black dust all over your face.
I know.
Okay,
I'm aware.
as long as you know.
It's unfortunate.
So on Valentine's Day, the wife and I were in here working together, and she started sculpting this snail monster for it to be a hand puppet. So I'm going to finish it.
Tonight.
Yeah, today. Well, yeah.
The King says, Roo!
Ah,
Justin Hill says, hello, Alan and Crew.
I am chemically
Hey,
committed,
Justin.
so I gotta move.
Mitch Galloway says, the countdown is on. Can't wait to see everyone. Courtney Boozer says, hi, Stacey. Hi, Courtney. The King says, Howley, can you stand up? We can't see you.
Good Lord.
Sarah R says, hi, Ruth, Stacey, Hallie, and Gray. ShadowGen81 says, hi, Alan. Steve Doleshaw says, hello, you all.
Go to Room Cam.
Hey,
I'm going to grab
Steve.
some sculpting tools.
We are room candy. Jordan Bunce says hello. Chad Smith says, wow, when you went to Pit, my audio almost blew my eardrums. Way louder.
Is Pip louder for some reason? On Pip, did you see two audio signals?
You threw it up there, so.
No, I don't see two audio signals.
Well, we're not on Pit. So. through.
Oh, go to Pip. Hey. Nope.
Yo, how you doing?
It should not be much
Check,
louder.
check, check. Testing,
And yes,
testing.
here we are.
1,
Yeah.
2,
Okay.
3.
Ike Camacho says hello all. John C says couldn't see Callie standing behind the chair. Brenda Bottom says a snail. What happened to the plant monster?
Sculpted, molded. We've moved on. This is
Next.
Transworld season. We ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got
Or
that.
Resurrect Costume says, great.
What? Oh, that's a while ago.
Yeah.
No.
Courtney
No,
Boozer
that's
says,
you
I can't
forever
stay
now.
on. I had to get up super early for work. Looking forward to meeting you guys and gals in March.
Hooray, Courtney.
Ellis Fire says hello. John C says, were you working together like Demi Moore and a ghost?
No, I was making a plant monster and she was sculpting the snail. I was very much
The
alive.
mental imagery can't get out of my head now.
Yep.
I was
Thanks,
alive.
y'all.
That's
I was
a thing
alive the
forever.
whole time.
Susan Robinson says hello everyone. Al Monster Art says thanks everyone. Small monster awesomeness. A snail monster awesomeness. Edson Glute says Rue looks like a misfit with that shirt.
Small
I
Monster
am a
Awesomeness
misfit.
was my dancing name when I was putting
My
myself
dirty
through
misfit
college.
shirt.
Rylan Burdett says I saw one of your stuffed animal masks at HorrorCon this past weekend. They look awesome in person.
You saw that in North Carolina, and that was at Woods of Terror show. Could you go to Pip now?
There. Patricia Hogarty says, does the wife sculpt?
She does some.
Brenda Bottom says, I like the pip sound. The room is very quiet. Thomas K says, hello. Shadow Jim says, how are you doing, Alan?
I'm doing great, Shadow Jim. Doing great.
Jordan Easel says, so what's tonight's project, Faux Papa?
I'm sculpting a snail arm puppet. So we're gonna work on this guy, her.
Chad Smith says, hey, I finally get a chance to mess up Haley's name.
She loves that.
Hey, H-E-Y-L-E-E.
Haley.
Justin Hill says, looks like you guys are working on a lot. I counted only my masks today, and I'm bringing over 80 styles to the show plus doubles.
She's bringing what to the show?
80 styles of masks to the show plus doubles.
Yeah,
Justin Hill.
great.
He's a mask maker.
I'm gonna bring whatever I can.
Monster Board Tutorial says hi to all, hi to Alan.
Hi.
Rylan Burnett says it was at Woods of Terror. Yes.
Grammy's here.
We know
Mom.
them.
Grammy's here.
I know those peoples.
I'm gonna see her this weekend. No one cares.
I care, Gray. I care.
Mom says
Wow.
hi, I'm back.
Hi.
The King says, Hallie, are you 6'9"? You're like the tallest one in the room, anyway. Anyways, how's the gang? Edson Glute says, I legit thought it, or I thought it was Haley.
Nope.
The Slipknot Live Production says, what do you think of the Tremors franchise?
It's great. Any monster franchise is good, you know. I don't know about that one.
Field Walker Mask says, hello from Scotland.
Hello, Scotland. All right. So, is there a, like, we were having a conversation earlier, and Gray showed distress because
Alexa, stop.
Ray showed distress because whenever someone says they're taking French, Americans tend to make this noise, which for some reason we think is a French noise.
It's not.
And see, it upsets Gray immensely.
It's not, no.
And as you know, as soon as something upsets someone here, we leave that alone and never do that again.
That is.
Never.
Oh, really? That is
Yes.
not what they said.
Is there a annoying thing that people think Scottish people make that sound all the time? Because all I could think of when you said that was the Hotel Transylvania. I do not say that. Blah blah blah. That's what I thought.
not say blah blah blah. I love that movie. I like it.
I have a moderate enjoyment for that movie.
Oh, already they're slandering my name.
It's okay. Join the club.
You guys are Twinkies in that regard.
We're also Twinkies in size.
So,
No, you're taller than me.
we have a half victory. The sauce is okay, the chicken is not, but the rice is
see.
good.
Yeah.
So Stacy has something going on with her right now. Part of her post-COVID issues are that she's getting her sense of
No one's
taste
ever
back
told me this is really
weirdly. So things that she used to enjoy now taste different.
Alan.
Yes? Oh, she's got like a good, Gray is a good 6 inches taller than you.
Definitely taller.
Yeah.
For
Impressive
sure.
since he thinks
Gray's
he's-
almost human height.
All right, let's catch up. Cyclone Jack Double H says, howdy hops.
Hey!
Watching y'all prep for Transworld. Well, I prep for Transworld.
So listen guys, Cyclone Jack has,
Ah.
what's his sign company name? What's the name? Cyclone Jack, put in your sign company
Cyclone
name.
Signs.
It's Cyclone Signs? Yeah, okay, yes, it is
That sounds
Cyclone
right.
Signs. Yeah, and he does awesome stuff. If you need a sign for your haunt or for whatever, hit that guy up.
Jordan Easel says, will the snail have a spiked proboscis?
No, because snails don't have noses, and a proboscis is a nose.
The King says, that used to be Hale Lee. Justin Hill says, one time I asked Alan how he decides what to bring to Transworld, and his advice was bring everything. I took that to heart. I make a lot of things.
Yeah, but you'll sell more because you never know what's going to spark a person. You know?
Chad Smith says, y'all are preparing for Transworld, where I'm prepping for MHC.
Wow.
Victoria
Wow.
Sieber says, hello everyone, I made it live. You all are so busy.
We are busy. This is a rather busy night in the shop. I probably shouldn't be so close to Rue. He's using a very deadly chemical, but that's fine.
Things are fine.
Things are fine. I'll pay attention.
Joseph W. Creation says,
Hopefully.
seen many Hallmark Killer Bear love stories?
Dude, listen. That movie looked like it was a horror movie. The cover looked like a horror movie. I did not read the description. I should have, but I rarely read the description for the horror movies that I want to watch on TV here. And I just throw them up on the big screen while I'm working. And they're normally not a focus. But this was a Hallmark movie, like a Hallmark romance movie in disguise as a bear-eating people movie, and that was frustrating.
I love that.
Ezekiel says, Gray is distressed because of her music tastes.
Already.
The King says, 51 views. Can we all give a like to Alan, please?
Hey, I too enjoy lights.
Body Geek says, has everyone just ha in their houses? Mr. Jimmy says, top of the morning to you.
Hi, Mr. Jimmy.
Hey, Mr. Jimmy.
Ezekiel say, Australians in the north say hey after every sentence. It's super annoying.
Wow.
Edson Glue says, I always think of Fat Bastard or the janitor from Simons? The King says, Howley's an elf.
Simpsons.
Simpsons, gotcha. Chad Smith says, congrats, Gray, you're taller than someone.
Man.
One in a row.
Justin Hill says, Alan, let's pitch a new version of Making Monsters with Distortion Shop and Project. Your projects, my projects, other hunters, shops, and haunts. I think it'd be great.
Well, you pitch it, and I'll do it.
Hellwig Hollow Honda Attraction says, hi guys.
Hello.
Jordan Easel says, my mama is smoking meat for the first time. Pork loin and pork ribs.
Sweet.
Cyclone Jack says, Cyclone Signs, see y'all at Transworld.
Yeah.
Thank you for the link, Scott Colehart. Welcome back, Scott.
See, told you.
Hockey79 says, hi guys, it's been a while. Apologies. Dog had cruciate surgery and I've been out straight.
Cruciate surgery?
I don't know. Jordan Easel says, will it have a tongue for the middle finger?
No, I don't involve people's middle finger. Their fingers can find their own way. Right now, Hallie is putting together EVA foam helmets kind of for the first time.
I'm having a blast.
I don't know that she enjoys it.
Joseph W.
I
Creation
enjoy this.
says, Alan, you pick movies like my dad used to, by the picture of the cover. I've seen many weird B movies, some better than others.
So the worst one was when Netflix used to mail stuff to you,
I remember that.
because I would just pick it like based on the name. And so
And you're
one
stuck with it.
time I got a packed with mail action zombie movie, man-on-man action zombie movie. which it did not say that in the description. I went back and read it, and I'm like, this should have mentioned it was kind of adult. And then another time, I tried to watch a werewolf movie, and turns out it was just gay men in fur coats. Yeah. I have nothing against gay men in fur coats, but that was kind of a bait and switch tactic.
Ike Camacho says, Alan, a few weeks back I asked you what the best Krampus movie was, since there was a few, but you also mentioned another scary Christmas movie. I wrote it down, but my daughter said she tossed it. What was that? Yeah.
Okay, it was probably the one with William Shatner, which is a haunted Christmas story or a spooky Christmas story. It's William Shatner. It's a horror Christmas movie, and it's really good.
What about Silent Night, Deadly Night? You seen that?
Forever ago, yes. But I normally like a more paranormal bend to my things, and that one is pretty much just a dude killing people.
Yeah. Jordan Hazel says what? No extra movement in the mouth?
I mean, it's not done yet.
Yeah.
You asked one question and I said no, so.
Justin Hill says, Alan, you should do a tech video of your setup for the main channel.
I should. Let me get it figured out first.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm winging it every day, and I still have no idea what I'm doing. Hit room cam. I'm gonna walk around and grab some clay.
Ezekiel says, Alan, I have to ask, did you get a set of Princess Bride figurines?
No, because I don't. No, I did not get Princess Bride figures. I try to only collect monster stuff because I don't have like a collector's heart. Now my Beastman shelf might say me different, but I don't do a lot of collecting. And like if someone got them for me, I'd be thrilled, but it's not something I would get myself. They're like $50 each. Like they're not cheap figures.
Big Dan Tattooer coming in picking fights. Sorry I'm late, had to put my koala bear back in the kennel.
Oh. Get him!
Said, here we go, Big Dan. John C. says, Rue, years ago one of the girls where I worked was the sister-in-law of the Misfit.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, Camacho
Which
gave me
one?
a thumbs up. South Omaha Horror said Christmas Horror Story.
Christmas Horror Story, yeah. And I really enjoyed that.
Paul Bennett says, hello, I'm here.
Hello, Paul Bennett.
Being as two of the Misfits are brothers, so it kind of limits it down a little bit.
Big Dan says, just kidding. Chad Smith says, I've been loving terrible horror movies lately, just watched Killer Donuts. It was like someone who made good movies and tried to make a bad horror movie on purpose. It was just bad, period. Thank you, Scott Cole Hart says, to help support these shows, join the Still Be Studios Patreon.
Hooray.
Ezekiel says, you keep calling my koalas bears and I'll call your eagle a seagull.
Well.
Paul Bennett asks, what did I miss?
We made fun of Gray and Hallie,
Thank you.
and I'm sculpting a snail.
Brenda Bodman says, it is a French sound, a laugh. It's from Maurice Chevalier's French laugh.
Yeah, don't tell Gray that. She gets mad.
The people that I know love it.
Jordan User says, Plankton isn't a psychopath, he's a micropath.
Who's not?
Plankton.
Plankton from like SpongeBob?
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
he's a plankton.
Brenda Bodman says,
On SpongeBob.
even spelled in French, just saying.
I've never even seen an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
I wasn't allowed to watch it because Stacy and Tony thought it was too annoying.
That's all Tony.
It's pretty adult.
SpongeBob?
Yeah, he's got some adult themes in there.
He really does, and he sneaks them by you. You didn't notice because you were a child.
What was the dog that?
Gary the
Dog.
snail?
No, there was a dog show on
Courage.
Nickelodeon,
Courage the Cowardly Dog?
and it was like his job was he worked the phone sex line.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Rocco.
Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco's Modern
I'm
Life.
sorry, what?
Yep.
God.
Yeah.
Did y'all have okay childhoods?
No. Why do you ask?
Did you talk to somebody?
Rose says, hey Alan, Crew, and Creepers, did I miss the unmolding of the puppet hand?
It is in front of a fan now, and maybe we can unmold it by the end of the day.
The King says, I'll never forget when all y'all was dressed up like pirates and every single one of y'all was doing accents. Best night ever.
Oh, we should do that again now.
Well, we'll do that again pre-fair.
Yeah,
Talk like a pirate day.
that's in September.
Oh.
Ike Camacho says, did you all see the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie on Netflix? It was like a commercial where the kids hide in the barn.
Not yet.
I actually did. I did watch that movie. I thought it was okay. I've never, like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not my favorite franchise by any means, but it was fun. I mean, he killed people, and that's what I was there for.
Brenda Bodwin is shocked. What? Oh my, we need sponge therapy now.
Sponge therapy?
You know, I went through a big phase where I didn't watch anything I wouldn't learn from. And SpongeBob kind of came to his height of popularity during that time.
I like the
Jordan
musical.
Easel suggested Cat Dog as an option.
Oh, yeah, cat dog.
Hockey79 says, aside from doing a monster camp and your live streams, do you have any videos on beginner sculpting techniques?
No, I don't. I probably should, I guess. I don't necessarily feel like I'm a super great sculptor. I'm an okay sculptor. So,
Got it.
now I can teach people. You get one
Got
done?
one side, looks good so far.
Great. Good job.
Big balance. Chad Smith says, now that I mentioned the TikTok, I only have 4 videos up so far. I want to do a time lapse on a sculpt. Have you done that? Any suggestions on doing one?
No, I'm actually terrible at TikTok. I have to, like, all the time ask people, hey, how do I do this? Because I'm not very good. So I don't know that I'm the guy to help you with TikTok. I'm playing my old man card, and I'm going to say I don't really understand that avenue of social media.
Does not understand the TikTok.
And like, this is my luck. Like my 8th video I ever posted got like 300 some thousand views. So now I have like almost 8,000 followers on TikTok, and I disappoint them every day.
Okay, so
Under the mic. Too soft.
Oh, I know which video went viral.
okay. So with the time lapse on TikTok, are you doing like photos, like progressive photos, or is it like an actual like time
Sped up
lapse?
video.
Okay. I mean, I think you would just have to record it in the time lapse thing and then just put it into the app. I don't think they have a time lapse option on the app.
I did one. It wasn't a time lapse, but I made an EVA foam helmet, and that was. I just picked I did a bunch of photos, like she said.
Yeah. Figure that out.
There's also another
Should I do
beacon on the table over
another
there.
one on the
You
edge
can
on
plug
the...
in, and then you can have this one that stays at the oven. And then
What's that?
I can do it.
No,
I get it.
listen, I'm not scared of your cooties.
Should I keep going?
I'll go with
The King is cracking up. We're gonna go for it again, Hallie. Yay, Stacy. Not until September.
I'm gonna try to
Hallie.
get like
Nay,
an
Hallie
inch thick on
smirks.
this.
Okay.
Wait,
That's
what?
what I was like, wait, at it? Not cold.
Big Dan Tattooer says, Cat Dog was funny. I always wondered how they went to the bathroom. Jordan Easel says,
Don't want to know that.
will this gastropod have a bumpy skin texture?
Yes, most snails do and slugs do. So I just kind of raked out his body, and now I'm going to go in and kind of put in some of that skin texture.
Brenda Bodwin says, what? Do you know what a Krabby Patty is or how to make one? That's educational. You missed out.
I don't know about. So here's what I know. As a Facebook moderator on a lot of groups, anyone who says that their employment is at the Krusty Krab, they're a spammer from Vietnam or Thailand, and you do not let them in.
Ezekiel says, you're not alone, Alan, on TikTok.
Yeah. Old man mode, activate.
Okay, that's why you have the youth here.
That's right.
Chad says, Gray, go check out my TikTok. Unsub masks and let me know if it's funny or just dumb. My kids are just being nice.
I'll check it out, but I'll be ruthless.
Careful, Chad. She's mean.
I can also be ruthless and mean too.
I can be
She
brutal.
looks like she's a coal miner.
John C. says, last Saturday I saw Revenge of the Creature, 1955.
Nice. Yeah, that had mostly Ben Chapman as the monster.
Gray, it might be easier to blow with the compressor
That
to get
the
that off.
Gill
Or just
Man
take-
I was just gonna
rivalry
take it off. I was just gonna wash my hands and take it off.
of people saying like who I played the Gill Man, no, I played the Gill Man. Like 8 people have played Frankenstein, no one fights about it, you know. But Riku Browning was an Olympic swimmer, and he played the Gill Man in the water doing the swimming scenes. And Ben Chapman, he played him on land. He was a stuntman, and he played him on land. So 2 guys, and they like fight like for a long time. I'm pretty sure they're both passed now, but
No,
yeah.
Rico Browning's still alive.
You sure?
Yeah.
When did you meet him?
I met him in when was the famous Monsters convention? Like 2016?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, but I also read somewhere that like he's still alive and kicking. Health isn't good, I think.
Alexa, is Riku Browning still alive?
No
Here's
trust.
something I found on the web. According to hubpages.com, in November 2015, after following up on several leads and tips, they got one tip claiming Ricky's body could be in the Newtown link in Ferdinand off Ferdinand Road East.
Ricky Bobby?
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Unclear.
Is it Ricky Bobby that?
He's a driver from Talladega Nights.
Jordan Diesel says maybe cat dog used it through their belly button. Norman Vincent says hello from the brewery. Michael Frey says hello from Ohio. 1980 says open the live and what is he doing now?
This may look a little phallic,
So veiny.
but it's not vein. I'm
Not
putting in
that
some
last
lumps and some texture right now.
Yeah.
I'm putting in some texture right now in here.
Resurrect Costume says I recorded a complete TikTok and I accidentally deleted it. I wanted to edit it on my computer.
Yeah, that happens.
Melissa Lar says hello guys. The shop is all kinds of swinging tonight. Poured my first home mask from the Monster Camp Schlock Monster Mold tonight. Maybe miss y'all in Texas.
That's awesome. I love that. She's also.
Love that
Are you done with your dragon, or are you still working on your dragon?
So we have conflicting reports. Ezekiel says still alive. Big Dan says he died in 2016. Kim B. Brett Kennedy says he's still alive. John C. says this new guy didn't hold his breath and blew scuba bubbles the whole movie.
Yeah.
It was definitely 2016 that I met him. Pretty sure.
1980 says lumps, aka veiny.
Well, lumps are like anti-vein. So
Kim B. Brett Kennedy says he's 92.
that show, the one she talked about, the monster show, it was in Dallas, and it was the most poorly attended convention I've ever been to.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
There was like no one there.
That's why they haven't done it again, I'm pretty sure.
Is this Mad Monster?
Famous monster.
Famous Monsters of Filmland.
I was going to attempt to get all the black stuff off my face.
You just made it worse.
No, it's just like not on my nose anymore.
Use the air blower, like air blower right on your face. That'll clean
It'll
it up.
rip off my eyelashes too.
That's possible.
Yeah, it's okay.
Alexa, turn on air compressor.
Chad Smith says I don't TikTok, I just do dumb stuff and my daughter uploads it, or my wife. Melissa Lair says Dragon is getting close. Rylan Burnett says Wiki says Riku Browning is still alive.
Great.
Put your food down, let me go blow your face. It's not gonna blow your eyelashes off. You're gonna
Blow
do
your
that.
eye.
Put your food down.
Are they fake eyelashes?
Yes. They're
Okay.
so
I'm not
hot.
gonna blow them off.
I'm gonna hold them.
Stand back there. I'm not gonna do it close.
I don't like it.
Right, let him get the rest of your face at least.
Oh, I don't
It's
like
not
it.
gonna leave the rest there. It's okay, it's just air.
I don't like it.
So do them away from your eyelashes.
Ray has anxiety.
No. I don't like it.
Hi.
You have a beard.
No, it isn't
Brandon
bad.
Bodman says I have no Twit space Insta face talk. Too invasive. I have a phone number. If you need to talk to me, call. Sometimes I answer. Text. Eventually I'll reply.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Melissa Lair says I did a Loctite fill in the dragon mouth tonight. I'll post to the Facebook group tomorrow with an update. It
Awesome.
finally doesn't look like a chicken, huh?
I don't like
Resurrect Costume says, oh, Orlando just had a con that failed hard. VillaCon.
Wow.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, not every con is going to succeed, but they are kind of like a license to print money. I hate to say that, but because if you have good guests, your customers pay you to be there, your vendors pay you to be there. So if you hit that right combination, it's a big deal.
Hellwig Hollow Haunted Attraction says, Alan, are you going to bring death whistles to Transworld? I'd like one if you do.
Yeah, we'll have them. I don't know how long we'll have them for, but we'll have them.
They go quick.
Yeah. I'm sad about the chicken, but the rest of it's pretty tasty. Jerry has a little piece of naan. See, like,
And I am sculpting away here on this snail. Snail! You got me, Rue. You got me.
I tried it.
yeah.
And so, guys, Wednesday night. We're going to go live Wednesday night. Right now, Rue is prepping masks like crazy, and we're going to have a paint-a-palooza so that Rue and me are going to paint masks on Wednesday, and we're going to try and fill a shelf. Yes, whoever is here on Wednesday.
Chad Smith says, I'm curious to know how Fear Expo went. Definitely a rough start with the virtual expo the year before. Hockey79 says, thanks for the email response providing feedback on the burlap scarecrow mask I sent you pictures of. I tend to suffer from the I'm not good enough syndrome. Feedback from someone such as yourself is huge.
Yeah, knock that crap off. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm pretty successful.
Joseph W. Creation says, how do you make your death whistles?
I don't. See, I was going to make death whistles, and then I found out my friend Neil made them, and I didn't want to cut into his business, so I just buy them from him, and I sell his death whistles.
David Quintana says, are y'all going to live stream from Transworld?
Oh, my phone is dead. Why is my phone dead? Phone cam is dead.
no.
Okay, so we're just on this now.
What happened?
I don't know. Maybe it won't charge through that cord. I have no idea. I don't know.
It's on.
It's on, and I see a little lightning bolt, but I have no percentage, and I just found out it's good. It's okay.
Alright, I'm going to eat that.
So,
Or put the chicken throat with that.
what was I just asked? Oh, live stream from. I'm too
Yeah.
busy. I'm
We'll
too busy.
probably live stream from the Creeper meetup a little bit.
There's something on my monitor, which is right where my beard is, so it makes me think that I have something in my beard, but it's on the monitor.
Just go to
Yeah, I'm too busy to live stream. It's possible that I could get someone else to do it, but there's so much going on. Like, we're not there as guests. We're there. We are working like 100% of the time. I'm very blessed. Our booth is pretty busy most of the time. I'm teaching, so I am, all over the place. I'm teaching 5 classes this year, so that's about 10 hours. Half an hour before the class. I don't get back till half an hour after that I am out of the booth.
Tug Hillbilly Homestead says, hello all, late to the show.
Hello.
Ezekiel says, when's Still Feast-a-Palooza coming?
Well, Paint-a-Palooza is happening on Wednesday. Rue is getting as many masks as he can prepped for Wednesday, and then hopefully we'll have 10 or 15 to paint up on that night.
Did we get another one of this guy poured up?
I will.
Thank you. Joseph W. Creation says, oh, okay. Jordan Easel says, what time on Wednesday? I'm probably helping someone with candy that day.
Well, it'll be about the same time as normal, about 7 o'clock.
Al Matra Art says, RIP phone cam.
Yeah, sorry, phone cam. I was not as prepared today. I should have, charged it earlier and stuff. I'm sorry, guys.
Hockey79 says, what's a death whistle? I want one.
You blow into it, and Aztec death whistle is the normal word that people say. And you blow into it, and it kind of sounds a little bit like someone screaming. But if 20 people are blowing into it, it does sound like someone screaming. 20 people blowing into their own, not all into one.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
That would
A lot of
be
lips.
complicated.
A lot of lips.
Ezekiel says, screw the live stream from Transworld, just go. If I can make it there, anyone can make it.
Yes.
Wait.
Ezekiel often comes from Australia.
Oh, wait, is he gonna be here?
Oh, well, he has a hard time this year. He won't be able to make it. But he might make MHC.
Aw.
David Quintana says, can't make it. Cyclone Jack says, where do I get a roof for my workshop?
Well, we'll discuss it.
Hey, Cyclone Jack, I would love to actually come out to your shop and help you at some point.
Is he local?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Red Oak,
Alright, yeah.
local-ish.
Out there by the lowlands.
Yeah.
Bruce Juice 39 says, Alan, what classes are you teaching at Transworld?
Okay, I am teaching a couple classes. I don't know them in order. Two of them are co-classes because they're with other people. The ones that are just me is I'm selling drugs and the customers love it.
Alan Pops.
What? That's my class title.
That's the
And
class.
it's true.
And basically, it's a class about the chemicals that are released in someone's brain when they go through a haunted house, just like when they watch a horror movie or whatever. Dopamine, and all the chemicals and stuff that come out of your brain and make you feel good and enjoy that experience. It's helping to figure out what exactly triggers that about haunted houses and how to amplify that so that you're getting more of a dopamine response from your customers so they enjoy it more. So that's one. And then another one is exploring the predator-prey relationship. 90% of haunted house scares are based off of ambush predators. You hide behind a curtain or whatever, you open it up, you jump out, you scare them, you go back. And that is one style of predation, but there's like 20 some different styles of predation. And so it's taking those different styles of predation and building haunted house scares around those. So it's just something different to make you think. The third class that I'm doing is basically it's all the good things that have come about for haunted houses because of COVID. COVID kind of changed the world, and while things might seem like they're back to normal, there's a lot of big positives that you may or may not be aware of because of COVID, and I just want to point out the positives when a lot of people look at that as a negative situation. That's the three, and then I'm doing 61 wow moments in haunting with Ben Armstrong and John LaFlamboy and me. We're all doing 61 wow moments in 60 minutes. And then I have another class with Japes Palace and Teddy Summers and me, and Ben Armstrong is also in the class, but he's more of like a moderator role. And it is turn your actors into a legion, because right now we're kind of every business is a bit under a labor shortage, so it's making the actors in your haunt seem like there's more of them and getting better use out of them. So those are all the classes that I'm teaching at Transworld.
Chad Smith says, everyone needs a room. It's an upgrade from the Rob. Body Geek says, I have dibs on the Rue clones that I love.
We don't have to read everything.
Ezekiel said, poor Rob. Melissa Lair says, and Cyclone Jack says he's in Lancaster.
Oh, Lancaster. Yeah.
Melissa Lair says, I got an exhibitor's invite for Transworld from Fright Props. Went through submitting, but haven't seen any email from Transworld. If you have an invite, can you just register?
Yeah, just register. Just go. Yeah, register.
Hockey79 says, one mistake, or if things don't come out right, I start jumping down rabbit holes. Alan is right, though. Gotta knock that stuff out. John C. says, the first creature was in freshwater. The second movie, he was taken to saltwater and was okay. I accepted the existence of a monster, but not that he was anadromous like a salmon. 1980 says, DEA has entered the chat.
He's just a rhino creature. It's fine.
Brenda Bodman says, oh, supply and demand. To start taking bids on Rent-A-Roo Day.
Rent-A-Roo Day.
I think we did that once with Rue's pants.
What?
1980 says, you don't want COVID positives. The more negative, the better. Hockey79 says, that's awesome. Sounds like great classes and info. Melissa Lair says, I want to go to all of those classes.
Hooray!
Hellwig Hollow Haunted Attraction says, is anyone doing anything on acquiring sponsorships?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Bruce.
It's possible.
Bruce Juice 39 says, sounds awesome, Alan. I'll try and sign up for one or two of them and stop by to see you in the booth.
Yeah, come on.
Nobody rents a suggestion heartbeat. We just show up and don't leave.
But you enough to appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good there.
Callie, are you on helmet 2 or 3?
Great.
3.
Yay!
You gonna come help her?
She's speeding up.
Are you done with the twigs? Get on those helmets. You can start painting. You can paint blue while Hallie is
I love the smell of the glue.
ovening.
So, I like
If you love the smell of the
it.
glue too much, that's a problem.
I like the smell of the glue.
Well,
It smells like a stronger version of Sharpies. And I
if you
love
can't smell it very well, that means you smelled it too much.
I like smelling Sharpies. I like the smell of Sharpies. It's like a stronger version of Sharpies.
I thought you said strawberry sharpie on the way. Pause.
Chad Smith says,
I mean,
thank you, Ezekiel. Send us $5 in super chat. First bid on Rent-A-Roo.
Hey,
Chad Smith says,
if Rue has any say, I will definitely go visit Ezekiel. I will definitely
it's like for
go
$5
to
sold.
Australia.
So,
Heck yeah.
Chad Smith says, Alan, are you seriously thinking of not sculpting at the booth this year?
Yes. Yeah, I just have too much stuff in my booth, I think. And if I'm gone for 10 hours, then, how, could I even finish, 2 sculpts? I don't know that I would get as much value out of it.
We're cracking up Brenda Bodwin.
I'm also doing stuff that's a little weirder this year than normal, so I feel like I'm going to be needed to explain it a little bit.
Jordan Easel says, so what, will the snail shell be made of, EVA?
There is no snail shell, this is just a hand puppet, so they can make a snail shell and it comes out of the wall.
It's more like a slug.
Well, it's a snail, but it's,
It's a shellless snail.
yeah.
Tug Hillbilly
Awesome
Homestead
on
says,
this.
love the shirt, Rue.
Thank you.
You're not seeing the whole snail.
In the head.
You're seeing part of the snail.
Scott Colehart, thank you for the link for Transworld.
It's not the snail you see.
We're cracking up, Chad.
It's the
Oh,
snail.
Ezekiel says I can leave
It's
now,
the
so I'll
snail.
be there this year. We're gonna
Yay!
Oh, that's exciting.
All right, Sugar Fire.
It's on.
I'll send you
Sugar
the
Fire
photos.
Thursday, we call it.
Listen,
Ezekiel, we're
I
having
know the
beers.
Bougie Milkshake will be okay.
I'm not having as many beers as you, but we're having beers.
Would you go to room cam for a second? I need to get myself some Fudo. And
Somebody's
Rue's
alarm's going off.
Rue's gonna talk to people. Actually, Rue is gonna change room cam so it fits the whole room.
Rue's gonna.
Ezekiel, thank you for that $5. I really appreciate it.
What's
going on?
Chad Smith says, if I get bored, I can sculpt at your booth.
Okay.
Joking.
So,
I'm not gonna bring the setup stuff.
Melissa Lair says, remind us when the Stillbeast Creeper cocktail reception is at Transworld, please. It is Friday night, the 18th at 7 o'clock.
on this edge, yeah, on the edge.
There we go. That's a room.
1980
They can
says,
see you,
slugs
Alan.
are just homeless snails.
Don't do this one, don't do this one, don't do this one. Yeah, face the right.
Yeah, almost.
Bruce Juice 39 says, weird is good though, it's different.
Stacey, can you get off button for me?
Oh, boo. Ezekiel says, not Transworld, sorry, but MHC is looking good.
Okay.
Womp, 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 womp.
That's right.
Had her excited.
1980 says, slugs are just homeless snails.
Yes.
Bruce Juice 39 says, weird is good though, it's different. Hellwing Hollow Hound Attraction says, oh, sorry, Ezekiel.
So there are only 2 or 3 people who send me messages on TikTok, and I'm still not quite sure how that works. But 1980 sends me TikTok messages, which I cannot open on my computer. It's like this version of TikTok will not open this type of message or whatever. And I rarely scroll TikTok on my phone. So when I do, it's like, oh, I have 14 messages from 1980. And they're fun every time.
He sends you TikToks.
Messages, yes.
Just regular messages.
Sometimes forwarded TikToks. Yeah.
John C. says, Shelly the Snail.
That's me when I get home from school and Stacy's had a non-so productive day. I'll open my phone and there's like 7 TikToks. You don't send me any TikToks. I'm sorry. To be fair, you don't want to see some of the TikToks. To be fair, they're a little cursed.
Speaking of good TikTok.
First TikTok.
First.
They're cursed. It's like opening my phone and being like, thanks, I hate it.
Go higher. Right up under your chin. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's good.
Impeccable.
If you cross them in the back there, you could probably hold it up just that. Turn around.
Come here and spin around.
I know, like,
Melissa Lair says Shelley, classic.
Oh no. That does not sound like
Pressing on that
roses
and
or a root
gross.
Hey Alan, grab him the hat.
Where you can go to the center of the room.
Are we showing this?
Sure.
Does it need to be bigger?
What
Like
big?
that?
The hat.
It's giving.
I think they can get fringe.
Well, there's hair that comes out. He's got a big beard on him.
Okay.
It's kind of giving
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz.
That's a nice cleaning tool on him. That looks good. Okay.
Now we need the boots. Where's the boots?
Yeah, and then he'll have boots, and yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Maybe just arms from the elbow. Like,
Oh, Transworld's gonna be
1980 says, I only sent Alan the PG stuff.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Jordan Eagle says, I've said it once, I'll say it again. You are the Halloween Santa Claus.
The Halloween Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Ezekiel says, I look forward to a few frosty beverages with brew and some kind of barbecue meats with the hops. It's been too long.
Ah.
I also want to.
Oh, yes.
Nice. It's
Gnome
good.
head.
Gnome head.
Okay.
Melissa Lair says, oh wow, that's great. Resurrect Costume says, tummy gnome. Ezekiel 1980 says, my eyes are down here.
That's funny.
Jordan Diesel says, and Hallie plus Gray are your gremlins.
Yeah.
I'm not a gremlin. Also, you spelled my name wrong.
And Hallie's name, right?
Wow. Get it together.
Joseph W. Creations says, too funny, Rue. We're cracking up Melissa Lair. Chad Smith says, that's cool. That reminds me of the old Whistler costumes.
Yep.
Ezekiel says, that's fantastic. Tommy Hillbilly Homestead says, lol, it's a Rue gnome. Hellwig Hollow Haunted Attraction says, phone's going dead, gotta go. Take care, everyone.
Bye, Dan.
Ah.
Oh, I'm on camera.
Yes.
Oh, that's also on camera. There we go.
Cyclone Jack says, what other restaurants y'all recommend for Transworld?
Just the one.
Can't speak on that.
What's the steakhouse that I don't remember the name of? I always want to call it Dominic's, but it's not Dominic's.
Carmine.
Carmine Steakhouse. It's expensive, but it's worth it.
Also, there's a pop-up Neverland themed bar somewhere in St. Louis starting on the 16th. Or opening
We're too busy.
I know. For other
We're
people.
too busy.
For other people.
For other people, yes.
Mr. Hogarty says, Rue's outfit's gonna be cool when finished. 1980
Yes.
says, neck delete. Brenda Bodwin says, love it. Ezekiel says, Gray's Taylor Swift mask looks great too. Roll with the flattery. Just go.
Coal mining
Just
Taylor
go with
Swift.
That's not flattering. She has a cat head.
Well, you slant.
Slander.
I'm not angry about the insults at me. I'm angry at the insults at Taylor Swift.
She has a cat head.
She does not have a cat
She
head.
does.
She's beautiful.
There's a whole scene in Monster Squad. They talk about a teacher with a cat head. Looks like an older version of Taylor Swift.
Bruce,
No.
Bruce Juice 39 says, pie pizza is good too.
Oh, pie
Jasmine
Yeah, pie
says
is
pie
good.
is good.
There's a little sandwich shop just down and on the right. Snuff.
Snuffers?
No, it's not
No.
Snuffers. It's a little sandwich place. It's just down. You're looking at the convention center. It's on the right-hand side, like a block. And they're good little sandwiches.
Jordan Easel says, who likes Demi Lovato?
Ooh. I mean,
I don't know who that
and
is.
then retracted his message.
Is Demi Lovato a person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Resurrect Costume says I had a hard time finding food last year.
They were on Disney Channel.
And while looking at the convention, if you turn right, everything is down that way.
Yeah.
You can find pretty much everything. You turn left, you can go to
Late.
a real sketchy pizza place, like 2 blocks down. That's sketch.
Clearing your phone pot shop.
Yeah,
But fine.
but
Listen,
kind of tasty.
sorry, I kind of look like the guy that I.
They make pretty good calzones.
Whatever.
Sorry, I'm really bad at multitasking.
That's alright.
I don't mind sitting
You
here.
just get her some pieces that she can help
You
her.
look pretty. I'm fine.
Well,
Thank you, Scott Bullhart, for the Carmine's link.
well, if
Thank
you
you.
go to-
Chad Smith
Yeah.
says the old spaghetti factory is really good.
Yeah, Carmine's absolutely delicious. Boy, do you pay for it.
Anthony says check the places you're talking about. Several places have closed this year.
Well,
Ezekiel
I'm
says
just-
you can eat at Sugar Fire every night. What else do you need?
I guarantee you Sugar Fire didn't close.
Magical Stacy.
Yeah, and like that downtown area, they do that. Like a lot of things change down there quite a bit.
Jordan Easel asks, can you think of anyone who sounds like Harold Ramis?
No, why are you asking? What's happening with you? Oh, you could go back to this camera.
Anthony says Sugar Fire is still in business.
Yeah. Now, is it Pappy's Barbecue that people like so much also? Where's that?
This is the bag.
Chad
Yeah.
Smith says, isn't there a good burger place a couple blocks down? It was good. Brenda Baldwin says, you're all too fussy. Find a taco truck and call it good.
They don't really have taco trucks.
Jordan Easel says, because I think it would have been nice to hear Egon's ghost speak.
Are you giving spoilers away for a movie I haven't seen? How dare you?
Fired.
Ezekiel says, yeah, there's a good burger place close by.
I forget the name of the burger place.
I'm always so hungry by the time I get to food. And half the time I just order something at the hotel room. Or I've got, the ball, there's food there, there's...
Isn't the burger place a drag queen place?
I have no idea.
Anthony says, I'm 5 minutes from St. Louis. Cyclone Jack says, Bailey's Range Burgers and their alcoholic milkshakes.
Alcoholic milkshake.
Boozy milkshakes. You're going to have to press
Sugar
down on
Fire. Mm-hmm. Yum,
Wait,
yum, yum.
They have my Sugar Fire?
Mhm.
Oh, bet.
that, like on both sides, to kind of get that together.
Oh yeah, hope you like
I don't
Sugar
know what you
Fire.
mean by the
I
best
probably will.
We'll be there.
This?
Right now it looks bad. Push it until it doesn't look bad. Like there's a giant gap in it.
I know that it's wrong, but I don't know how to make it not wrong.
Hand it to me. Here, I'll show you.
And
I have bigger hands than you, but still. And,
theory is the same.
This is not ready to be glued together. That wasn't dry enough.
Oh,
Jordan Easel says, I thought you already saw it.
But reapply glue onto this, and then here's a cheat. Get it to a flat table, and push it together like this. And then that table keeps your seam together. because you want to push it flat to flat. Don't connect that corner flat to flat. But this is not warm enough for you to work with it right now. Add more glue, let it dry. It was way too cold. So.
Chad says Outback Steakhouse.
Bah.
Chad says when Ezekiel comes, I'll take him to a place he'll love. Outback Steakhouse.
Oh.
1980 says Doc's. Awesome.
Yeah, Ezekiel, we can go and get a Foster's at Outback.
Jordan says sorry, he thought you already saw it. Ezekiel says, was it called Shake Shack or something? David Butana says, you know what the snail riding the turtle's back said? Slow down, you're gonna kill us. Resurrect Costume says, I need cheap food. I'm broke by the time I get there. Mr. Jimmy says, Snarfs.
That's what Cash
Snarfs.
is for. Yeah, Snarf Sandwich Shop.
Yeah.
Jordan Easel says,
We
Booty
eat there a
Shakes.
lot too.
Ken Zarish says, hello.
Hey, Ken.
1980, sorry, with Chad. Sorry. Scott Golan says, Alan, is the barbecue place you were asking about Pappy's Smokehouse?
Yeah, Pappy's is one of the big popular ones there. I've been there once.
Ezekiel says, I've been to Outback Steakhouse, not even remotely close to an Outback Steakhouse. 1980 says, I used to work right down the road from SIUE. Chad says, yeah, Shake Shack, I love it. Brenda Bodman says, what, no authentic Mexican taco trucks? Call Colorado and order one in. They have them everywhere in Denver. Tug Hillbilly Homestead says, now I want a milkshake, dang it. And then all the boys would come to my yard. 1980 says, I frequent Edwardsville. Paul Bennett says, good night, everyone.
Hi, Paul.
Ezekiel says, what was the smokehouse place we went to that was out of town a bit?
That was probably Pappy's.
Bonus.
I know I need to do more, but it's fine. I'm not in contemporary, that's not a big deal.
Greg, do me a favor. There's a drawer right there behind your empties. And in that drawer is heat guns. Pull out a heat gun. And then I want you to... There's a power cord over there that you can pull out to the middle and get that heat gun plugged in and set it right here. Please.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am?
if you don't these?
No.
There's one plugged in that's right behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Plant Monster's neck or
Where is it
not?
plugged into?
This right here.
What is it plugged in to? Oh, the one over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just hand me the gun.
Yeah. That's how that works.
Thank you, Scott Colehart, for the link for Pappy's. Jordan Neal says, what are your thoughts on fast snails? I think there are a few marine snails that use propulsion to evade predators.
They're like fast zombies.
Tony
Like-
says, no, don't give Bray a gun.
He tunes in at that exact moment.
Yeah. It's only a heat gun, love. We're safe.
Well, it's me.
Could be fire.
Could be fire.
I can cause a fire.
Oh yeah. With that you could. Please don't.
Just depends on your behavior.
Okay.
We do it.
Oh, that was
Wow.
definitely fun.
Everybody gets a
This is
prize.
dangerous. Don't spin into it. Just.
It hurt. I can't go deeper than that.
Yes.
Get Alan to
Brenda Bodman says, can we
plant
please have a close up on that snail so we can see the details you're adding?
his next day on.
Yeah, cut off the bottom. See how it's flat?
Yeah.
Cut off that. What's the question, Stacy?
Can we please have a close up on that snail so we can see the details you're adding?
Stay with me, and yes, I'm gonna put together one helmet because I have done these ladies the
Oh my god.
disservice of not showing them exactly how to put a helmet together. So,
Chad says, Gray with a heat gun? That's lit.
That was terrible.
I
Good
found
fire,
out,
Chad.
speaking of that's lit, I found out a thing that terrifies Gray.
Cotton balls.
Other,
Oh my
other than
God.
cotton balls, it's the Barbie voice.
No.
come back here. I'll show you how to work.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just
I'm
telling
done.
you like that.
Nope, I don't like it. It's weird. I hid in her shower and then I got my butt very wet because I ran into her shower to hide from the Barbie.
Okay, plug your ears. What?
Hi, I'm Ellen from Barbie.
floppy.
A little bit.
I don't like it. These are so uncomfortable.
I'm so sorry.
It's like it's just her eyes when she does it. I looked directly into her eyes when she did it, and it.
The soullessness.
That's because Barbie doesn't have a soul.
That's right.
Barbie has a soul. Don't tell me that.
She's fantastic.
Big Dan Tattooer says, how are you going to build the inner structure of the
Made of
mouth of that
plastic.
puppet?
Inner structure of what?
The mouth on that puppet.
There will not be an inner structure of the mouth. It's going to be latex. So it's going to, there's ridges inside that kind of your fingers will hit into. So it's not a puppet, it's not a fabric puppet, it's an all latex puppet.
Tank says, hell yeah, I haven't got a line for a while. Hey, all, what you sculpting there, Alan?
Hello, Tank. I'm sculpting a snail. It's a snail hand
It's a
puppet.
duck.
So, yeah, it's a duck. That's right.
Riot Demon says hello.
It's a riot demon.
Riot,
Throw back a bottle of beer. It's a riot demon.
riot.
Gonna come to your cold black hair.
Actually, okay. Can you find a home for this whole thing right now? Is that?
With everything right.
Your best advice, Ray, would be to take that glue gun from the glue gun drawer.
Put these straps in that drawer
Yeah,
down
put
there
it
where they go.
I
They
know
go to the
where
bottom
the
drawer
glue
there.
gun drawer is.
Put things away. Don't find a home. It has a home. Ask me and I'll tell you.
Paul?
Right? See the drawer that says hot glue guns?
Or
That's where that goes.
Is there a lot of stuff that have homes don't go in their home?
Yes, they do.
That's only when you're helping.
And then this home on that shelf back there.
Just about everything has a home that is labeled for its home.
Okay, this is okay enough for me.
1980 says he might be back in town for the weekend in Transworld. Riot Demon says, how's everyone?
Fabulous.
I'm good.
And this is okay.
Trying to be helpful, but at the same time.
I appreciate you.
I was playing with my settings, so
This one's a little firm.
yeah, it's not all the way cut out, but it's just close enough.
Yes. Turn on the water.
Have you tried that before? Oh no.
Coke Zero.
Have you tried Dr. Pepper?
Yeah,
If you didn't like it before, you might like it now. That's the great thing. I think we still have Sprite too.
Sprite's no go.
Oh.
Yeah, tastes bad.
It's weird.
That Sprite was what tipped me off that this was happening. Like I stopped at Sonic on the way out here actually, and got like cheese sticks and a Sprite, and I was like, boy, they need to clean their everything. Like their lines for their soda machine need to be cleaned. Their fryer needs to be cleaned. All this tastes nasty.
It was you all
And it was
along.
me. Gray tipped me off, but we'd stopped and gotten McDonald's, and I was like, oh, why is the Sprite so bad?
She was like explaining. She's like, everything tastes like terrible, and I was like, well, there's this thing, and that like if you lose your taste during after you get COVID, you can get this thing called long COVID, and you just basically everything tastes like death for like ever.
Potentially forever.
Potentially forever, potentially like 3 days, potentially like 6 months.
Jordan Easel says those are some intricate patterns.
Yes. Well, these are APOC helmets, so I actually have enough on here to make a full APOC helmet. We're just putting the base helmets together right now.
June Ritchie says, hello everyone.
Hello, June Ritchie.
Thank you, Brenda Bodwin. She sent us $5 super chat. ALEXA, who let the dogs out?
Does she bark? I'm sure she barks.
We should test it out.
Alexa, who let the dogs out?
Wow, I made it.
She becomes an owl.
That's not
Ezekiel says, I've been cutting EVA foam with a bandsaw. So much better than doing it with a knife.
Yes. I actually prefer the laser.
Chad Smith says, that's cool. Riot Demon says, did you get a new laser besides the Glowforge? What did you end up with?
I have a giant. I have a Thunder Nova 63. It's the size of my first car, and it's in the other room.
63. Ezekiel says, I had COVID, all my tastes are back except orange. So weird.
That's
Yeah,
so interesting.
It was bizarre because I lost like all sense of smell and all sense of taste except for vaguely sweet and vaguely salty. But then it came back. It came back fine. And I could smell and taste like normal. And then this happened. And a lot of stuff, not everything, but a lot of stuff tastes and smells like a diaper on fire. Like, I don't know. It's
Just regular milk, that's it.
What's that? Yeah, regular necklace.
We're cracking up Brenda Bottom.
Okay, Hallie and Gray, come on over
Come on.
to Uncle Alan's contact cement shop.
Uncle Alan, your dad.
Oh, well, okay.
This was like the first conversation we ever had.
I'm Haunt Dad.
You were on dad.
Come on over to Haunt Dad's rubber cement shop.
I really like the smell.
Well, that's a problem. All right, so I'm gonna butter these edges. I don't want it to be dry. I want to make sure that I see moisture over the whole thing. Focus, Gray, over the whole thing. Just butter that edge. And like I see a spot that's not getting it, I'm gonna just watch that edge and get it.
Riot Demon asks, how do you like the thunder?
I love it. And I love it more and more every day. I had it for a while and I didn't know how to use it because Stan did all the laser stuff, and then I lost Stan for a bit. I had to learn how. I've learned how, and now I cut stuff on it every day. Different stuff. There was a squirrel in the other day. It was awesome.
What?
Nothing.
Just burned off his fur on his tail.
Get some hot dogs.
Cool little design.
Made little cutlets.
Thank you, Scott Colhart, for the thunder laser link. Brenda,
Go ahead and buy yourself one.
yeah, knock yourself out. They
Yeah.
make smaller ones.
Yeah, it was only like $19,000.
Things are fine.
Business investment.
I sure hope so.
This is the year of good write-offs.
Yeah. Brenda Bodwin says AliXA responding with who. So flat, but she tried.
She did try. She did try.
Jordan Easel says Helen is faux papa. Chad Smith says, Stacey, that sounds super delicious. Diaper on fire. Yeah, it's exactly as delicious as it sounds.
Burn, baby, burn. Diaper on fire. Burn, baby, burn.
Jordan Easel says, faux papa's glue shop. Chad Smith says, I feel like Gray's middle name is probably Focus, or pay attention.
Focus, Gray.
It's
Focus.
not that bad.
Gray's her middle name.
Ezekiel says,
No,
Diaper on
Gray's
Fire
not
will be the
my
title
middle
of my next instrumental.
That's slander.
That's accurate.
My,
All they have to do is watch this video. Exhibit A.
She has the HDs, 80 of them.
I got 80 of them.
I cannot hold a coherent. I was trying to tell Stacy some like massive.
You can't even finish the sentence.
Man.
Wow, you just exampled yourself in your own sentence.
Case in point.
I can't even
We're not here.
complete it. I was trying to tell.
I still have no idea what she was trying to say. I have no idea.
1980 says there's a tabletop portable laser engraver that runs around 600 for small craft businesses.
Your flocker-rich beanbag beast man with a yellow tattoo of an orange dragon on top of a mountain with pink marmalade pineapple applesauce timer is done.
That's you, Rue.
Thank you.
Alexa, stop.
Time for Portland already?
Tank says I had to go back and listen. I thought Alan said his first car was a 63 Nova. I'm looking for a 67 right now to start my next project. Now that was just me attempting to be funny.
We had a Chevy Nova at one point. We also had a Malibu Classic when I was a kid. A big green Malibu Classic for a long time. And then we had a Chevy Cavalier. That was my hand-me-down car. It caught on fire
As it
while I
is,
was driving it.
naturally. Scott Colhart says gray. Boo. Resurrect Costumes is fun with neurodivergence. Jordan Musial says, here's a legitimate musical term for pipe organs. Diapason?
Speaking of ADHD, have you
Yeah.
met Jordan?
Chad Smith says, oh gray, bless your heart.
That's so uncalled for.
Well, bless your heart, completely appropriate.
Brenda Bottom says, a bunch of Novas in Fostoria, Ohio.
Nova.
I'll be
The-
back in
the
Columbus, Ohio in August.
The car that did not sell so well in Mexico. That happens
Names mean
when you
no
name
go.
your car No Go.
So it's kind of cupping a little bit. I prefer the oven, but I'm just not near the oven. That's too wet.
1980 says, the name for non-pipe type organs is diapodata. That's a stretch. I'll allow it, but it's a stretch. Tank says, so what you're saying is your Cavalier was hot.
Yes. Right now I can put on that tabletop. Press that together.
Smoosh.
That'll help me get
Wow,
the
I did that so backwards.
seam.
Is it gonna work?
I cut my eyes and the nose and the mouth. And
Now you
then
trick
did
me.
the skirt last.
You know what? It is personality.
Ezekiel says, so what's Rue driving these days? Does he still have a hot rod?
I haven't driven my hot rod in quite some time. I drive a Cadillac. Right now my Cadillac is in the shop because I got into a wreck last week. And I currently have a rental car that is a giant Ford Expedition.
Land yacht.
It is a land yacht.
Melissa Lair says, I can smell that cement EVA from here.
It smells fantastic.
Does smell kind of good.
You know, that's another weird one that has changed. Like, it doesn't have the smell, but it doesn't smell like it normally does either. It's weird.
Stacey, I found my Kevin Scott necklace
Good?
that I lost like 2 weeks ago.
It was in your pocket
Yeah.
the whole time.
This whole time it's been in my pocket. Which makes sense. People were doing it in my pocket.
Well, put it back in your pocket and watch me do it.
Wonder where it is in 2 weeks.
Pretty.
On the V-cuts, I'll put the very end together first. And then I'll do the top edge, because that's the one I was worried about. And I go through and give it a pre-curl.
Alexa, how much time left on timer?
Brenda
There are no
Bodman
timers set.
Okay, so that was 4.
says, God made me allergic to THC, so I couldn't watch this stoned.
That's right.
God nerfed you, huh? You'd be too powerful if you could get high. Ezekiel says, Gray, if you smell enough, your eyesight goes kaleidoscope.
I'm allergic to rye grain. It's the only thing I'm allergic to.
I'm not allergic to anything. My mom always told me I was allergic to milk.
Because you didn't want to buy milk?
What?
Because you didn't want to buy milk?
No, I don't know why she told me that. She always told me that I couldn't have milk.
But macaroni and cheese, totally fine.
Ice cream, totally fine.
Just, you know.
Straight up eating cheese out of the bag, totally fine.
Make it make sense. Stacey.
I can't. Listen.
You're right. Never glued that one.
Yeah,
I glued this one.
you glued all of them except that
No,
one.
I didn't do
thought
this
that
one
was
either.
intentional. Oh,
Tank, I'll ask him when he gets back in.
What?
Tank asked, that hot rod something you built, Rue?
I did a lot of it.
He did a lot of it.
It was partially done.
Creative Dupe says, hi people, I'm job hunting and the last application caused a migraine. Good to see you lovely people grace my screen again.
What kind of creative dupe? What kind of job do you want to get? Like, what are you going for?
1980 says Target has rolls of medium thickness EVA for $5. They have animal designs on it, but still, $5. Jordan Easel says gasoline smells great. Anytime we visit a gas station, that aroma always makes me so young. Which is what he said, but I don't know what that means. Melissa Lyra says, Chad Smith says, Alan, I'm going back a bit to you talking about your sculpting. I gave you props in latex mass stencil and tagged you. You may not see it this way, but I consider you a mentor on my journey. Thanks.
Well, glad I could help. If I helped.
Jordan Easel says, I didn't know some people could have grain allergies. I've heard of gluten allergies, but grain?
Yeah. You can be allergic to anything.
I was going to say, if it exists, you can be allergic to it.
Olivia's allergic to grain, but you know.
There are people that are allergic to sunlight.
Tank says, Brew, aren't they all partially done?
Those are vampires, Drew. Vampires are allergic to sunlight.
No, there's
Euphoria?
Well, mine was,
what?
my car was
Euphoria?
chopped and the back doors were welded shut when I got it.
Are the back doors now unwelded shut?
No.
Brenda Bodwin says, Yepers, I'm deathly allergic to THC and very allergic to cat dander. Ezekiel says, allergies. Oh damn, where do I start? The list will take me an hour to type.
I do not have a lot of allergies. I was very lucky.
One of my friends took an allergy test and she looked like she was polka dotted afterward.
Good night, Scott Colehart.
It was really bad.
Good night, Scott!
Night, Scott. I'm allergic to cats
That's a really
and
sad
horses.
way to live.
That's about it.
It's a really sad way to live.
No, not really. I don't like them.
I'm also looking for cats and dogs. But I still love them anyway. I have 3 cats. So.
I have 4 cats.
So this is one, flat surface really helps. And now that back seam is pretty clear.
Mine's right there.
1980 says, I knew someone with a gold allergy. Brenda Bodwin says, I have a son that's allergic to raw cut lumber. Creative Duke says, anything in my city. I would love a job that you do, but I'm reliant on the local bus service. Any monster making places would be awesome. Currently falling back on previous skills.
What city are you at?
Jordan Easel says, I'm allergic to Christmas trees. Patricia Hogarty says, the medicine I'm on makes me sensitive to sun. Sensitive to sun. Creates rashes that scar. Oh my gosh. Chad Smith says, I'm deathly allergic to BS and gray.
Chad Smith.
She's gonna team up with your daughter, Chad. Tug Hillbilly Homestead says, luckily the only thing I'm allergic to is pine pitch. Creative Duke is in San Antonio.
Okay. What are your skill sets?
Ezekiel says, honey, tomatoes, some peppers, and food world. Got them allergies. Buster Mack asks, will unopened latex go bad?
Yes. But it takes a long time.
How long?
Depends on how it's stored, temperatures and stuff. If it freezes, it's dead. Jim has to catch it. But if it doesn't freeze, then you have more time. Just working that edge. I want those to line up. Here's my fear. The laser cauterizes this, so it doesn't soak up the glue as well. So these are actually a little harder to put together than normal. So it might behoove us to just run the Dremel over the edge, just to rough it up.
Ezekiel says, not allergic to beer or apple pie moonshine.
Now, all of these are going to get a strip over those anyway, to like lock them in place.
Jordan Easel asks, have you watched Lark Rise to Candleford? It's a nice show by the BBC.
No, I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch some horror movies in here while I'm in the shop, but like sitting down and watching, I just don't have time.
Creative Duke says, retail, wasn't a huge fan of it. Worked 2 haunted houses, mostly temp work and some college department work. Jordan Easel says it's historical fiction.
Are there monsters in it? Or sword fighting? No monsters, no sword fighting, no watching. So definitely low on the heat gun, and leave them in there like 3-4 minutes, like 4 minutes, because like a lot, like see this bending back.
Yeah.
That's just temperature.
You're the only person I can't beat.
I know.
What? Thumbboard. Bring it.
No,
Tank says, my son totaled his Mustang a while back. No one was hurt, but somehow it's still in my barn. Would make a great base for a rat rod. We'll see. Still want to throw a big block in a blacked out Nova.
Hold on, do it on camera. Do it on camera. Come here.
You pulled your hand out. Of
I
course
know.
you're gonna.
Yeah, she tries to kick her hand up.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war.
Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I
But you didn't finish your count.
know what to do more.
Oh, so by cheating and weaseling, you managed to not lose.
Yeah.
That's different than winning.
Well, I didn't lose, so I won.
Creative Duke says, mistletoe used to make my skin break out when I tried to pry it off the branches. I used to joke and say that I'm a witch. Ezekiel says, I break out in laughter every time someone does goat sounds on the Taylor Swift.
I know you did something.
Hermit says, hey, people, hope everyone's having a good evening. Chad Smith says, Alan, what's the best bad horror movie you've watched?
So best bad is,
Best
is
bad
that's
horror.
a tough question. Like that's a hard thing to answer right there. I've seen some good bad horror movies, but the worst horror movie I've ever watched is Platypossum.
Hands down.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Pretty bad.
Platypossun.
John C says, I'm wondering if I'm allergic to barbecue ribs, so I'm getting a huge amount tomorrow. Strictly just a test.
Rude.
Is Rue okay?
Which one is that?
Coordinator.
Did you pour them on the ground?
Yeah.
Do them up on the table. That way it's easier to pour them into a
Because
low
it's
bucket.
It's easier to pour when he's on the ground.
Ezekiel says, Princess Bride was a horror movie. Horrible. Creative Duke says, mold gives me headaches. Used to get lots of them until my dad told me to wash out the external AC unit. That did wonders.
Chad Smith and Ezekiel are really trying to make enemies, and I really don't want to do that.
With who?
Chad Smith and Ezekiel are really trying to make me an enemy of them.
Oh, are they attacking you?
They always do. They're,
Well, Ezekiel doesn't attack me, but
Ezekiel attacks the fact that I like
Dave's still
Taylor
young.
Swift.
Is it just not adhering?
Yeah.
It's the edges that are laser cut,
Yeah.
and they're colorized.
Yeah.
So
So-
that.
But see, I guess I don't understand why that would make a difference.
Alexa, count down 10 minutes.
Is it like,
10 minutes, starting now.
because like we put it on latex and it does okay, because the latex, I mean, doesn't really absorb it.
No, like it changes the composition of it. So that 10-minute timer is for that glue. I'm gonna do another helmet, but I'm just gonna Dremel this one first.
okay.
Creative Juice says, as for the retail bit, I actually liked working behind the scenes, so to speak. I like talking to people, but I do feel awkward if I don't know the place very well. 1980 says, the outside condenser doesn't blow into the house. Chad Smith says, I'll look it up. The worst I've seen is Velocipaster.
Platypossum, I think, was on Prime.
Platypossum blows Velocipaster out of the water.
Yeah, Velocipaster is like high class.
Is all that on Amazon Prime?
Platypossum makes Velocipaster look like it was directed by a Coppola.
There's also another one called Bad Blood, which is like a genetic werefrog. That's pretty terrible. But it's not good, it's just terrible.
1980 says the cold air return and filter would be the source of the mold. Big Dan Tattooer says Vikings vs. Krampus is the worst movie ever.
That is
I
pretty
submit
terrible.
to you that you have not seen Platypossum.
Yeah.
Also, don't watch it. It's bad. I told some friends about it, and they were like, "Oh my god, that sounds terrible. We must watch it." And I was like, "No, you don't need to." And they were like, "Yes, we do." And so they watched it, and then they were like, "Why? Why did you inflict this on us?" And I was like, "I told you not to. I told you not to watch it. You can't be mad at me."
Oh, they can.
Chad Smith says, "Graham, sending good vibes your way. It's just sometimes much like my kids. You make it kind of easy." Just joshing.
I know, Chad Smith is. Just kidding.
Tug Hillbilly Homestead says, "What about sanding the edges of the EVA dust?"
That's what I just said I was going to do.
Creative Duke says, "And for anyone that thinks that The Princess Bride is a horror movie, Freddie will be waiting for someone to fall asleep tonight."
What?
Oh, sanding the edges of the EVA first. Got it.
Okay, so wait, is it a horror movie?
What?
Princess
Princess
Bride?
Bride? No, it is
Get out.
a romance.
I haven't seen it. All right.
It is like a romance movie.
Okay,
No,
I
it's a fantasy movie.
Okay.
It's an action movie with one of the best sword fights on film.
Okay, that's promising.
Listen, so many cultural touchstones from this.
So many. It's like Bug still hasn't seen Super Troopers. Have you watched Super Troopers, Alan?
No, I don't like that kind of humor.
Ezekiel says, "It must be bad if you guys are saying it's bad."
The bug has it?
Buckhead.
Oh, she's fired.
Allie, you all in?
Not yet. I got one more.
Yeah, it's really bad.
We should watch it.
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
Listen, if you're going to watch that, it's going to be on your time. Like,
I'll make Dad watch it.
It should be
He won't.
X-rated.
My dad would watch any movie with me. He would not. That'd go wrong.
There's like a 2-minute long love scene between a puppet platypus and a puppet possum
No.
in a puddle of radioactive goo.
That's a hard pass for me, boss. Absolutely not.
That's a lot.
And
Ezekiel
one
says
of
it's
which
not
is
any
a
of that, Allie.
remote
Don't
control
listen.
car.
While they're playing Barry White, I might add.
Yeah. 1980 says Princess
They're
Bride is the
both
prequel
stuffed
to Running
animals.
Tights.
Like very, very bad,
Princess Bride.
stuffy
Ah.
stuffed animals.
Brenda Bobbin says Princess Bride sucks. It's a chick flick.
Princess Bride is
We have beef, Brenda.
easily my favorite
Brenda,
movie.
we have beef.
Hermit says Princess Bride is a work of art. Literally the most quotable movie of all time.
You know who doesn't like Princess Bride? Pessimists.
That's true.
100% they don't like Princess Bride.
I like, just in case there's any doubt about my feelings about Princess Bride, the officiant who married us dressed up like a priest and did the whole marriage bit, and our exit from, or our entrance into the, I guess as the bridal party walked into our wedding
We
was
walked in.
a acoustic arrangement of the ending theme of Story with Love.
It is. Yes. And then Grandpa did not understand the marriage thing.
Yeah, my dad had never seen Princess Bride, and so when the whole marriage thing happens, everyone starts cracking up, and he's like, "Why are your friends so horrible?" And everyone is laughing at this man who has such an unfortunate speech impediment. It's like, I did make them watch it.
It's such a good
Okay.
Big Dan Tattooer says, "I bought the Fezzik figure. Amazing."
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
Smith says, "I hate to say it, but you're making me want to watch it more."
It's so bad.
Why do we even have that lever? What?
On the low. So I think. Gracias.
Dirty Santa says, "As you wish." Tank says, "The Princess Bride sucks. That's inconceivable." 1980 says, "Princess Bride is a shot-for-shot copy of Spaceballs."
Was it Princess Bride first?
Right,
Pretty
he
sure.
says, "Princess Bride is amazing. Got to share it with my friend for the first time a few months ago. He loved it. Made me happy to share."
Oh, it's awesome. It's a great movie.
It's such a good movie. We need to go home and watch it.
Platypossum also involves a love scene between a man and a platypus, so there's that too.
That's bestiality.
Okay,
You're
Alan.
correct.
Whenever I take home some helmets to work on at home, I will watch Princess Bride.
There you go.
Air quotes watch
Yeah.
while I do.
You just need to watch it. It's so good.
Hermit says, "To be
It's
honest,
even better if you're crying your eyes out, or you're eating a lot of cheese.
Nervous says, to be quite honest, I'd have a hard time not using the Shrek music for my wedding.
Please do that. Please. Oh my god, you would go viral on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm never.
Rylan Burdett says, you guys must not have seen the Corpse Grinders 2. Ezekiel says, my 9-year-old Ezekiel says, my 9-year-old swore for the first time in her life after watching it.
Ryan, no, the Hermit with the Shrek music thing. Yeah, I'm never doing yours.
Yeah, please. Please do that. That's so funny. When I was at Disney, we were stuck in a line for 3 hours, so we ended up looking up Zendaya fanfic.
What line were you stuck in for 3 hours?
It was Space Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That
We
makes sense.
looked, so we looked up Zendaya on Wattpad because that's what you do, and we found a Shrek-themed Tom Holland and Zendaya ship fanfic where they sang accidentally in love. I would like to see it now. Yeah.
Did not. This is my first time hearing that story.
We found it.
Ezekiel says, Man and Platypus Love Scene. Is it a documentary from Tasmania?
I think Planet Boston might be a New Zealand film. Putting that out there.
Hermit says, oh, Hallie, I'm going to show your ass Princess Bride. There's not an option. Otherwise, you won't be able to meet my dad.
Oh no.
You said that?
Hermit. Brenda Bottom says, I do not like the chick flick Princess Bride at all, and I am not a pessimist.
Brenda. We have beef now, Brenda. I'll say your name's Brenda.
You're an awesome person, and you're also wrong.
Yeah, you're allowed to be wrong. It's okay. 1980 says, every child in the late 80s and early 90s has PTSD from the Neverending Story. Fight
You know
the
what?
dinosaur test!
I loved it. I love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
What movie?
Never ending story.
Oh yeah, Never Ending Story is amazing.
Hermit, I do not disagree. However, I'm not going to show your comment there because of the swearing. Sorry, bud.
Watch your mouth.
Joseph W. Creation says Spaceballs was June 1987, was released before Princess Bride was October 1987.
They were both 1987.
Ezekiel says, is the laser sealing the cuts, Alan?
Yes.
First look that I forgot that. A longer one.
I have something stuck in my head.
Ryan Demon says, is Princess Bride a chick flick?
It's not.
No.
No.
It's not a chick flick.
It's not a kissing book.
It's not. Is this a kiss?
It's just a kissing movie.
We need to rewatch that movie now.
As a kid, I loved the Shrieking Eels, and I loved the Shrieking Eels, the RUSs.
Brenda Bottom says, I'm not wrong. I can't possibly be wrong about my opinion of something.
You
Just
can
saying.
too.
You could be incorrect. Your opinion is valid.
There's
but
lots of
incorrect.
wrong opinions, Brenda.
Alexa, stop.
What was that for?
That was my 10 minutes for that helmet.
What were you gonna do to him?
What?
What are you gonna
I
do
want
to
to
him?
fix those seams.
Bring it back to me.
I bring back. I'd be useful.
Yeah, but it being...
Ron Shep says, hey y'all,
more-
it's been a while. How's everyone?
Hey, we're good.
Doing good, Ron.
We kind of like.
Working in hyperspeed.
Tug Hillbilly Homestead says, Andre the Giant was my favorite part as a kid.
He was my favorite part. He still is.
Anybody want to beam up?
There's a story from the set where they're about to explain the Holocaust cloak and all that, and they're up on the wall, and Andre holds his hand up like this, like don't film yet. He holds his hand up, and then he lets out like a 30-second fart. Like a 30-second long fart.
Yeah.
And
Rob Reiner.
yeah, and so Rob Reiner goes, are you okay? And Andre the Giant goes, I am now. And then they film the scene.
I am now, boss.
That's so funny. Oh gosh.
Tuck Hillbilly Homestead said, Melissa Lair says, ROUSs, I don't believe they exist. Chad Smith says, no, as my friend. Spaceballs is a classic. Oh, Ezekiel said Spaceballs is crap too.
I'm not see, I don't like Mel Brooks movies that much, so.
Crip says, I did a mounted head on a plaque of the Shrieking Eels.
I have done Shrieking Eels. I built a full-size art. Remember, I have a monster museum,
Yeah.
so there's Shrieking Eels and the RUS are both in the monster museum.
Ezekiel says they should
Which
make a part
we
2
need
of
to
Princess
make-
Bride and
remake
use
the
the
R-
Twilight cast.
What's that?
Ezekiel
That
says they
would
should
be
make a part
so
2 of the
funny.
Princess Bride and use the Twilight
That
cast.
would be so funny. Are you kidding me?
Why don't they
Ezekiel.
hire actors instead?
Big Dan Tattooer says nobody talks bad about Spaceballs or Princess Bride. Besides being good movies, they donated a portion of money to the Koala Bear Wildlife Fund.
What is Spaceballs about?
That was awesome.
It's a parody of Star Wars.
Ezekiel says, yeah, that's why koalas are almost extinct. Body Geek says, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Tank says, I still watch Spaceballs when I catch it on. We're cracking up Brenda Bodwin. Big Dan Tattooer dabbed.
Wow, thanks, I hate it.
My favorite part of showing my parents Princess Bride was that, so my mom is a giant weenie. Like, she is terrified of everything. She literally can't even watch most of the stuff that we make on the channel. Like, it scares her. And so, during the Shrieking Eels portion of the movie, right before they cut away back to the bedroom scene, I paused it, and I said, are you okay? She's like, ah! And I'm like, she doesn't get eaten by the eels at this point. And she's like, what? I said, yeah, she doesn't get eaten by the eels right now. And she's like, oh. I said, I just said because you looked worried. And then I hit play, and the scene rolled on, and she was like, oh, you think you're so cute. You think you're so cute. I said, you're correct. Yeah, yes, I do.
That is so funny. You're actually an icon.
Melissa Lair says, also, I don't know a single kid who didn't want a luck dragon after Neverending Story. Falcor.
I did not want a luck dragon. Luck dragons made me angry. Get your fur off of my dragon, please. I don't want no furry dragons.
I wanted the nothing real bad.
I wanted the wolf.
Yeah. The wolf of the nothing. It's not actually the nothing, but yeah.
Creative Duke says, it sounded like you might have had an idea for my job hunting there, Alan. I'm all ears.
Shoot me a message on the Facebook.
Chad Smith says, Stacey, how dare you educate that poor girl and show her Spaceballs. Okay, I will.
If I have time.
Diane Verbal says, love that you just said that in the voice of an ego.
It's not.
You're
even-
welcome.
It's not even like-
Ezekiel says, if I showed my parents Princess Bride, my dad would cut me out of the will.
Jeez.
This is such a weird cultural thing I would not have predicted. That almost universally Americans...
I think it's too nice for Australians. Like, the people in it are real courteous. Like, there's not enough F-bombs. Like, I just think it's
Nobody
not...
calls anybody a C word.
Yeah, yeah. The C word is not muttered once in all of the movie, so it is a little anti-Australian now that I think about it. Okay, look how that cleaned up pretty good.
Yeah.
Brenda Bottom says, my kids wanted luck dragons until they saw the labyrinth. Then they wanted a Ludo. Tank says, I'm sorry to hear Alan doesn't like Mel Brooks. I was about to bring up Dracula Dead and Loving It and Young Frankenstein.
All the way dry. What about
See,
Frankenstein?
Alan likes Young Frankenstein.
It was sorry to hear that Alan doesn't like Mel Brooks. I was about to bring up Dracula Dead and Loving It and Young Frankenstein.
I've seen both of those. I have a soft spot in my heart for Young Frankenstein.
I love Dracula Dead and Loving It.
We always
Looking at
ended.
Enfield and drinking wine and eating chicken.
We always ended our season at Trail of Terror with Young Frankenstein as the last movie that we played.
Ezekiel says, I didn't want one either. The amount of kids that wanted that, I don't know how you say this, lanao haircut was also kind of disturbing.
Get your fur off my dragon. Dragons are not furry.
Ryan Demon says the first scale combo made me think he was covered in blisters or something.
Yeah. It's a
Brenda
leprosy dragon.
Brenda Bob says, my kid's trying to show me the Princess Bride, I'll cut them out of my will.
That's so mean.
Body Geek says, I did not watch the Neverending Story because I hated the look of the luck dragon. 1980 says the Goblin King was a better babysitter.
Please
It's
hand
funny
me
because he
that
was.
Ivy helmet.
This Ivy helmet's cool.
Thanks. Language. We're live. Nice cover.
What? What? You playing me or something?
No. She mispronounced your name.
Hale?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, yes. My D&D people call me Hale, so.
Melissa Lair says, Labyrinth is some excellent Jim Henson art.
I haven't seen the Labyrinth in such a long time. I've seen the Labyrinth and Sculpting.
Oh, Ezekiel says Limal was the dude that sang the Neverending Story song. Learn something new every day.
Anything cool again?
Grace is all we need.
I-
She's scared earlier.
Not anymore. I went to Dark Hour this
You
year.
did go through Dark Hours.
I went through Dark Hour this year. That was something I never was going to do ever in my life.
Proud of you.
I screamed like a little baby the whole time.
I do that too, and I work there.
I also learned that apparently that people screaming father when they're scared is somewhat normal because I screamed father at my father in my voice and he did not even realize it was me.
No, you didn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, father, and he just kept going. I was like, okay. You know it was me.
Chase Perry says, yeah, Chase Perry says, yeah, Falcor's corn on the cob back always bothered me. Creative Dude says, Neverending Story 1 was awesome. The second movie was okay. The third movie tanked, though. I didn't even know there was a third movie.
Oh yeah. Don't worry about it.
Noted.
Friends don't let friends. Neverending Story 3.
I got Rue to sing the final countdown song in character. I was impressed with myself for that one.
You got Victor to sing the final countdown.
I also got Lizzie Borden to say hi to my friends. And now they just think that Stacy talks that way. Like their idea of Stacy is Lizzie Borden.
Ezekiel asks, what year did Princess Bride come out?
1987.
Yeah. They established that earlier.
87, June.
October.
Well, whatever.
Chuck Hillbilly
Space
Homestead
Ball.
says, I still want to build a full-size Skeksis from Dark Crystal. Tank says, educate us on dragon anatomy, Alan. You like the long body, question mark, wings?
Okay, a dragon has to
Oh,
have
buckle up.
a dragon has to have 6
Here.
appendages. All right. If it doesn't have 6 appendages, 4 legs, back legs, and wings, then it's not a dragon. It's something else. It could be a drake. It could be a wyvern, but it's not a dragon.
Unless it's a Chinese dragon,
Uh,
which don't have wings.
they do not have wings, but
They do fly.
those are not also dragons. They're Chinese dragons. They're their own thing.
Okay.
And all you got to worry about on those is how many toes do they have.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Yeah.
important part. But anyway, so they have to have wings, like
Thank
bat wings, no butterfly wings. That's a different thing. They have to have the big membraney bat wings. And dragons breathe fire. If it doesn't breathe fire, it's something else. It's not a dragon.
Unless it's in D&D.
You have a possibility.
Sometimes they breathe electricity. Or poison.
Only the red dragon in D&D is
Yeah.
a dragon.
The blue?
Only the red dragon is a dragon, the rest of them are not.
Yeah, right. They're not. You have to say it's a blue dragon. If you say dragon, it's a red dragon.
There you go.
But if you say blue dragon, then it's one of their lightning cone whatevers.
Yep, I got
Skin and
one.
Bones says, good evening, creepers. Just got home from work and able to tune in. What are we making tonight?
We're fighting about dragons.
We're making a stink. Brenda Bodwin says, the year the movies died. 1980 says, Macaulay Culkin was 3. Big Dan Tattooer says, Labyrinth was filmed under budget. They ran out of money or they would have been able to afford more fabric for David Bowie's pants. Creative Dude says, speaking of Henson, how about his how about Farscape? Some of the puppets were created in his workshop.
I haven't actually seen Farscape. I'm not a big sci-fi guy.
Ezekiel says Evil Dead 2, Hellraiser, and Lost Boys came out the same year. I guess I had better things to watch.
Yep.
Brenda Bogdan says Jim Henson died while making the Labyrinth. That's why its release was delayed. Patricia Hogarty says, so the dragons in Game of Thrones are wyverns? Wyverns?
Yes.
Yes. They breathe fire, but they don't have 4 legs and back legs.
Riot Demon says, agree with your dragon points. I have a giant red dragon tattooed on my calf.
That's a dragon.
If it's
Thank you. Since I was 18 in 87, I didn't have a 13-year-old girlfriend to watch movies with.
Australia's like the Alabama of the world.
Who's he shading?
Melissa Lair says, Rain of Fire is my favorite dragon movie style.
oh,
I have to go with, dang.
that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, Rain of Fire is a great looking dragon, but Vermithrax is the dragon's name from Dragon Slayer.
He was still jumping on purpose.
I like Dragonheart too. Connery makes a good dragon.
What's the dragon room?
Sean Connery.
Oh, Dragonheart. Talk about milking a concept. They've made like 80 of those Dragonheart movies now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen any besides the first one. 1980 says Farscape and Lex were like Star Wars and Spaceballs in budget and camp. Creative Goose says Dragonheart. Trisha Hogarty says Daenerys, mother of wyverns. I don't think I've ever pronounced that wyvern. I've always pronounced it wyvern.
Really?
Yeah.
Wyvern, I think, is the normal accepted saying of it.
I guess I don't know what the pronunciation guide would be for that.
Well, it's Welsh.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that might help you figure it out.
This is it. Riot Demon says, I love Ring of Fire. Crips says, I worked on Dragon Slayer back in the day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Crips, how are you so stinking cool?
Yeah, that's one of the best dragons out there.
Ezekiel says, what's your take on Game of Thrones, Alan?
That's a fun show to watch.
Fun. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't think Game of Thrones gets described as fun very often.
It's fun. There's sword fighting, and there's some monsters, and there's ice zombies. It's a good time. What's not to like?
Well, it's not the right kid.
Hugo Cordialete says, hello!
Hugo! Good to see you on, sir.
You've been on, Hugo. You get a fist bump.
Get those things out again.
1980 says Aragon, Dragon Slayer, and Dragonheart.
Oh, Aragon. Aragon's so bad. So bad. Dragons were full. Oh, everything else is terrible.
Did you read the books?
No.
Crip says, I'm sorry, what did you say? I was saying you're really cool. How are you so cool? That's awesome.
Aragon at one point, they look at the dragon armor and they're like, here's the dragon armor, it's hanging on the wall. And then next scene, dragon's wearing the armor and it's completely different armor. Like, completely different armor. And then there's another scene where the main character comes out and he's doing the scene, and all of a sudden you realize he's wearing blue jeans. Like, straight up blue jeans. What is going on?
Big Dan Tattooer says Labyrinth came out in 1986. Jim Henson died in 1990.
Hi.
Are we friends now? Are we friends now? You like me now?
That's undremeled. That's dremeled.
Oh, it looks so cool, doesn't it?
It just takes a long time to dremel.
I made Crips blush.
You have worked on a lot of cool stuff, Chris.
We're getting a dog.
We'll see.
I'm telling you.
We'll see.
I have a friend on Facebook named Chris Wallace, and like we're just like friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, we both make stuff, and like slowly I'm finding out like all the stuff he worked on. Like he made a lot of the Gremlins, and just like in retrospect, he's worked on a lot of cool stuff.
Brenda Bottom says, I've never seen any Game of Thrones. I felt like somebody needed to stay out of the cult. You know, someone pointed this out to me, and I find it terrifically interesting. That Game of Thrones, there was this really interesting phenomenon that happened where they tanked the last season and the ending so badly that it immediately dropped out of the cultural zeitgeist.
Yes.
Like, it was so bad that the end there was so poorly received
Yep.
that it went from being this...
We're gonna pretend we didn't do that for 5 years.
You know, we're just gonna, like totally ignore that was a thing at all.
Yeah, it's over now.
Creative Juice says, Aragon, the book was awesome. The movie changed more than it should have. At least the battle with the Wraith Summoner was somewhat memorable. Patricia Hogarty says, the Aragon books were great. The movies were awful. Did a disservice to Christopher Paolini, the author. He was a teenager when he wrote the book. Tank says that helmet is awesome. Crip says, I know Chris.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Alan also became friends with Kevin Smith on Facebook and had no idea who he was.
No idea how. Well, and there was a picture of like Mike Square in his nun outfit,
Yeah.
and then Bonnie, the actress who plays the nun,
Yeah.
commented on it, because
Yeah.
apparently I was Facebook friends with her. I had no idea.
Yeah. Bonnie Morgan?
I think that's the name. I don't know. Like, I'd have to look.
Tug Hillbilly Homestead says, I've never seen Game of Thrones myself. That and Tiger King.
Never seen Tiger King.
Fun fact.
I binged Tiger King and
But monsters and sword fighting, so I was going to watch Game of Thrones.
Fun fact. My dad's in prison with a guy. That Joe Exotic guy in Fort Worth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your dad what?
My dad's in prison with the Joe Exotic guy from Tiger King.
Cool.
I guess he recovered from COVID.
What, my dad?
No, the
Joe Exotic.
Exotic.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Creative Duke says the CGI dragon in Aragon movie was done alright.
There are so many flaws in that I can't respect it. That movie was just
That's silly dog.
Okay.
Where would we even put her?
Valid.
1980 says the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990? Or... No, 1990 was it Jim Henson Studios design.
Yep.
Perfect.
It's like, I need to keep doing that. Forever.
You are so cute. Like, you work so cute. I did not remember this beauty.
Brenda Bodwin says, I love that fat Kevin Smith. He's not fat anymore, though.
No. Yeah, he goes like jogging every day, and he had a heart attack, and that like really changed his life.
Oh. Tank says, Tiger King. I'll never forget where I was when I first saw him.
Baby.
Tug Hillbilly Homestead says, what costume / mask is that helmet for? Liking it.
This is for one of our plant creatures.
Melissa Lair says, head to bed. Good night, Sophie's crew.
Good night. Thanks for hanging out with us. You just kind of find one line and take it all the way, and that determines like what vine is over top of the other.
Brenda Godwin says, Lion King was framed. Carol and her assistant, aka ex-husband, did it. I'm convinced of it. Crip says, unfortunately, I've been stuck on sci-fi shows for the last 2 years.
Unfortunately. I mean, sci-fi is pretty cool.
Says, I need you to love me.
Yeah, like productions have just changed a lot, you know, from 80s, early 90s.
Big Dan Tattooer says, it looks like the Swamp Thing's motorcycle helmet.
Okay?
Oh my god. He's so cute.
Says, but why?
Dogs think it's your jacket. You have the best puppy dog eyes.
Bella's made of puppy dog eyes.
She is, entirely.
You are so
Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:35 p.m.
You're telling me there's a chance.
That's thunder. My leg is.
Yeah, I think Master getting baked tomorrow morning.
You're coming out tomorrow? And what sucks is, I'm putting a piece over this.
Yeah.
I don't have to do all of these, but I don't know which ones I can get away with not doing yet.
Bro asks, can you set the laser cutter to bevel cut?
No. If you can invent a laser that does that, I'll pay, you know,
A lot of them.
about $30,000 for it.
Only you get that.
I would have to first make $30,000.
Be it like a laser CNC machine. That'd be pretty cool.
1980 says, Simba killed Carol's husband with a meat grinder and then fed him to Scar. Crip says, Star Trek Discovery Killjoy is The Expanse and Star Trek Strange New Days. Nice. Ezekiel says, my kids made me watch the Book of Boba Fett. I couldn't handle the lame candy motorcycle game.
Listen, I have a theory about those guys. Not a theory. I have a hope that didn't happen. But in the finale, if those stupid Vespa space scooters would have formed up into Voltron, that would have been so awesome and would have saved them. Because they were all angsty teens of different nationality flavors, and they rode different color vehicles that could have formed into Voltron if someone cared.
Good night, Ken Leshy Zarish.
Good night, Ken.
Good night, Ken.
Says the Mod Squad.
I see the point of the Vespas. Like, that was bright colors, like totally rebellious in the Star Wars.
They would have been cool if they were land speeders.
But yeah, they would have been cool if they were land speeders. Exactly. Yep, they should have went with the little Vespa thing.
Some production designer lost a bet. Like, okay, I'll turn in this design knowing they'll turn it down. And then they were mad because someone said yes.
Creative Dude says, I don't have Disney Plus or any streaming services, so I'm doing fine. But yeah, the older movies are still better. Big Dan Tattooer says, have a great night, everyone. I'm out like David Bowie in Labyrinth pants.
Like Brenda, good night, sir. Like
Right.
Brenda said that, like, no one's opinion can be wrong, but there's a style and a flavor that those movies had that I don't see it in today's movies. But I bet, like, Gray has movies that she has, you know, and she thinks they have or they're going to have a nostalgia for her down the road.
Barbie the Nutcracker. Barbie's version of the Nutcracker.
What is it?
Barbie's version of the Nutcracker.
Wait, that's the thing?
Yes.
Yep.
That was direct-to-video, right?
It was
Direct-to-video doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Ezekiel says, I just hated the aesthetic. It should have been full-on Mad Max vibe.
Yes, I agree with you.
Body Geek says, are these Sandy DVA helmets going to be too work intensive to stay on the menu for long?
Well, they're only going to be on the menu this year, I think. You can order them,
Yeah.
but we're not taking them to Transworld next year. Next year it's going to be a whole different theme.
Yeah. We are gluttons for punishment.
Yeah, so you'll be able to order them. I mean, that looks cool. Hand me the skull piece, please.
Alan, is there anything that you've made that you would never make again?
When I liked the movie Krampus when it came out, and I really liked the clown caterpillar monster character, and at that point no one had the license, so I made that mask so we could put it in a Christmas haunt. And then I made like 3 of them. Trick or Treat got the license for it. Once someone had the license, I broke the mold.
Yep.
So only things that.
No, I meant more like you hated doing it so much that you
No.
would make another.
I know someone has been barking up the tree, pun intended, for me to make another Cujo, and I haven't said yes yet.
Anthony says, Return to Oz is nightmare fuel.
I like Return to Oz.
I will. Quote me. I will make a Wheeler's costume someday. Ellen and I have been talking about this for quite some time.
Brenda
Yeah.
Bodwin says, that helmet is very cool, but wow, it seems like a lot of work making it hold together. But what do I know? I can't make one.
Well, I mean, I only dremeled it for maybe 30 minutes, I think. So it's not that bad as far as labor goes.
Creative Dude says, I would have been curious about that Dark Crystal series. Was that any good?
I had some friends who worked on it. I watched most of it. I thought it was fine.
Ezekiel says, Barbie anything. Damn, I'm so glad my daughter isn't into that garbage.
What's that?
Isn't it great to start trimming masks?
Make sure you show her how.
Well, at least trimming skirts. Skirts are easy. Trimming this back to
Breaks up there. So, if you want. Watch her. Like, Tug Hillbilly Homestead says, heading out. Have a pregnant goat to check on. Good night, all.
Hooray!
Good night.
If all our evenings could end so fun.
1980 says, the only reason I'm neutral about Barbie is that it keeps Mattel in business so they can make Masters of the Universe.
Right.
I like Barbie as a toy line. I have yet to see one of the Barbie movies that did not make me cringe greatly. But also, like, I'm too old. They came out for a younger generation than me.
Here's what's funny.
Yeah.
Like, there has been a huge stink, like, for years and years and years, decades we'll call it, over Barbie and her body image for little girls.
Yeah.
He-Man is made by the same dang company. And no one says anything about that for guys and He-Man.
Yeah.
But,
Unrealistic body image.
yeah.
Yeah. My abs have abs. You know?
Like, now that I'm a sculptor, like, looking at those toys, it's like, man, their arms must hurt.
Creative Dude says, Rim Tracks made Wonderland of Oz watchable.
I like Return to Oz. I didn't know about Wonderland of Oz.
Body Geek says the electric company is coming to stake out the electric to the haunt March 22nd.
That's awesome, dude.
Creative Dude says just don't make Barbie and He-Man hook up and all will be well. Hey, Cobweb Candlestick says hello, creepers.
Keep weeds.
Keep weeds.
Otherwise, over there in the corner.
I want to say my sister was into the Barbie movies. But she's probably younger than me.
I love the Barbie movies.
The things I missed out on by just a couple of years were like the Barbie movies and Power Rangers. Like Power Rangers were big with my sister and her friends, who were 2 years younger than me. And I wasn't into it.
I see Power Rangers still more your generation than, because like my cousin, who is like 5 years younger than me, is super into Power Rangers. Super.
I thought they were so much less cool than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, and maybe I would have been to.
Oh, I hate it.
Maybe I would have been into like the original like Japanese stuff, but the part of it that made me the most cringe was the like American actors like grossly overacted, you know. And I was like, ugh.
It was for 5-year-olds.
It was
Of
for
course they did.
5-year-olds. Like, yeah, I was cool for that. Ezekiel says Sir Keith has arrived. 1980 says Barbie would totally date Prince Adam. Creative Dude says Wonderland of Oz was a continuation from the first movie, but it wasn't done very well at all. Cowboy says I don't understand Power Rangers. Like, you know what my favorite character on Power Rangers was? Rita Repulsa.
That tracks.
Big weird headdress? Yeah.
Yeah, this is my shock face.
Ezekiel says I would rather watch Princess Bride back to back for 24 hours than 3 seconds of Power Rangers.
I feel you on that one. Except for I like the Princess
I liked the
Bride.
monsters in it because they were always like Toho monsters. You know, like I knew they were like Godzilla villains that didn't quite make it.
Cricket Juice says no, give her to someone else. Beastman's available. You think Beastman would date Barbie?
Skeletor in the streets, Beastman in the sheets.
Alan Hobbs.
What?
Ah!
I've got a T-shirt on my Teespring that says that on it.
Patricia Hungry says, my first kid, I got so tired of Barney the Purple Dinosaur that when I had my second kid, I made her decide that Scooby-Doo was her fave.
Now see, as a kid, I hated Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, I was a big fan of Scooby-Doo.
All the monsters were fake.
I hated Scooby-Doo.
All the monsters were fake. There were no real monsters. That was a pain. That was a bother.
1980 says Power Rangers is live-action Voltron. So, yeah, this is gonna get some heat, but I didn't like Voltron either.
I was not a huge Voltron fan.
And like my only experience with Transformers, because I didn't ever watch the Transformers cartoon, was with getting the toys secondhand and finding them incredibly frustrating to
Couldn't
transform.
change them.
Like, I couldn't make them transform, and I was like, these are bull. Like, how is this enjoyable?
It's just crap, man. It's crap.
I had that problem when I was a kid. I used to get all my Transformers were all secondhand, and yeah, they're. If you didn't know how to do them when we were kids, you just couldn't do them. Like they're 10,000 times easier to do now
Yeah.
than they were when we were kids.
Yeah.
I did not really have any Transformers. I did not like Transformers. I was not into robots. I was into monsters.
We had a lot of secondhand toys. Like my mom or my grandmother was a big garage seller, like, and so like she would pick up just a ton of secondhand toys from people. So we had like a lot of really cool stuff. Like we had the Ninja Turtles van, and we had almost all the Ninja Turtles. We had a ton of Barbies
Right.
and stuff, but they were all like very used.
My favorite toy as a little kid was a Winnebago,
Oh yeah.
where you like the lid came off of it, like the top came off, and there was like it was set up inside.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a Barbie Winnebago, but it was kind of like that size almost. And I would put one knee on it, and I would push with the other foot, and I would ride it down the sidewalk. The first time I was hit by a pickup truck was because I was riding on
The
that.
first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cobweb says, my favorite part of Power Rangers was the end credits. Ezekiel says, Barbie will go through all of them. Tank said, oh my god, Stacy, you didn't like Lord Zed? Listen, I liked Lord Zed, but he was definitely second to Rita Repulsa.
Yeah.
Al Matra Art says, love this awesome look.
I think this is going to be fun.
No.
Will you put this in your oven, please?
The toaster?
Put this in your easy bake oven.
You don't know what you want.
Let's do 3 minutes.
Brenda Bodman says, I was paid to go to a
I
women's
know.
group with a sworn affidavit from a doctor confirming that I had no cosmetic work done to wreck their idea that a real woman isn't built like that. Just saying. Creative Doom says, Japanese Power Rangers was more watchworthy than most people give them credit for. Resurrect Costume says, I didn't really care about Power Rangers, until I became the costumer for them at Disney. Oh, that's awesome.
Who said that?
Resurrect Costumes.
Yeah.
Creative Dude says, Lord Zed was my favorite. He was a trip listening to until Rita had to rein him in. He maintained some awesome to him afterwards. Cobwebs and Candlestick says, the Dinobots were great. They came on screen and just destroyed everything. 1980 says, Big Jim Winnebago.
And something, maybe.
That
And
could have been a big gym.
And
yeah.
something else that I don't understand. Why don't, like, as soon as Voltron takes the field, as soon as the power, just don't get your ass kicked for 5 minutes and then get the magic sword of power that wins.
Yeah.
Just do that at the beginning. Like, why do they always wait? It's like, oh no, we're losing. Let's get the big sword out. Just show up with the sword.
Ezekiel says, the Cousins, Transformers, and Power Ranger stuff was awesome to set on fire. Hugo says, very cool.
I'm just realizing I had a very different childhood than y'all.
You did.
Yeah.
Your toys sucked.
Yep.
You had some cool dolls. You had Monster High.
We had Monster High. I didn't really like Monster
Listen,
High.
I would have stabbed someone for a Monster High doll when I was a little bit
Yeah, there was this beautiful window though where Ronald Reagan, he took away the thing that said you can't have like TV shows that are like hour-long toy commercials.
Yeah.
And because that was a thing for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And then he said, oh, it's okay, no problem. And then G.I. Joe came out and Transformers came out
Yeah.
and Masters of the Universe came out. Why don't you go to Room Cam? They've been watching me do this for hours. You know, all of those Thundercats, all of those big brand toys came out at that time.
Hello.
Oh,
Ezekiel says, Big Jim and G.I. Joe. Yeah. I was big on My Little Ponies and thank you, Shannon. Thank you.
Would you set me up a little bowl for a round two? I didn't have a lot of round. Thanks.
But like my hardcore cartoon jam was definitely Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. Yeah, we still have to every single year. There's like one week where we watch like the first 2 seasons of Sailor Moon,
Yeah.
and then we just forget about it.
1980 says the white and green Tonka Winnebago had an opening top. Cobweb says, I always felt bad for GoBots. They were like the welfare versions of Transformers.
Dude, I love GoBots, and GoBots were first. GoBots hit the market before Transformers. They were simpler, they were easier to transform, and they had a chunkier aesthetic that I tend to like.
Creative Dude says the battle scene was necessary for the power sword to be drawn out. It made the enemy deaths more worthwhile. 1980 says the Tonka would have been big enough to ride on.
Maybe that was it.
Ezekiel Bradshaw says Bionic Man was cool too. We also had a lot of the like little people.
More. Like,
Polly Pockets?
go to high in 2 more
No,
minutes.
not Polly Pockets. But like
Oh,
like
little people.
Yeah, little people, the little peg guys. Back when they were-
Playmobil.
Yeah, Playmobil. We had like the little A-frame house for.
I had a lot of Playmobil.
With a plane.
Because Playmobil stuff was party stuff. It was built with metal, like Tonka stuff.
That's what I do now.
And Playmobil and Tonka had a lot of crossover stuff
Yeah.
that like Playmobil guys could fit in Tonka trucks.
Wait, what do I do? Do I just like get rid of all this stuff?
No,
I don't.
don't worry about trimming.
Just put it-
Think you can mimic the eyes and what I did on the mouth on that one? Okay, well go ahead and cut the strip on the middle.
I don't know what you do with the eyes.
Ezekiel says Groovy Ghoulies was my cartoon jam.
Yes, that was pretty good.
Cobweb says Leader 1 sucked and Scooter was pathetic. Brenda Bottom says, oh, that would have been awesome. Metal Tonka's big enough to ride on. Tank says, yes, Alan, I think there was something similar in the 90s with toy commercials during Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes.
You done? What else? The Beetlejuice cartoon was really into
Yeah,
that.
I like that.
Anybody could get a cartoon back then.
Yeah.
Captain Lou Albano had a toy cartoon. He had a cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Beetlejuice, the super mature adult movie that we're
Oh, yeah.
totally gonna make a kids cartoon out of.
1980 says, when you ask for Legos, that one great aunt gets you Lincoln Logs instead.
I preferred Lincoln Logs.
We had a lot of Lincoln Logs.
You could hurt someone with a Lincoln Log.
That's true.
The only way you could hurt someone with a Lego is by putting it on the floor at night.
That used to be the joke I did when I was doing glass walking, is I would have a Lego in my glass, and I would dump out my glass and then pick up the Lego and be like, oh man, you could have really hurt yourself on this. Here, somebody take this.
Does that mean?
Fries are done.
Where's the? Are there any more molds
This is
to trim?
how far
Cobweb
that
says,
is.
I love Lincoln Logs. Ezekiel says, well, my friends, it's been great to hang out. Hope you're all awesome. Catch you again sooner rather than later. Hi, Ezekiel.
Well, that.
Trisha Hogarty says it was also under Reagan that the Fairness Doctrine was repealed, which had required TV news to give equal time to opposing points of view. From that, political pundits were born. Thanks, Reagan. Gene Medley says, hey, it's all popping in and out, but wanted to see what you're up to.
Just the thing.
We're doing some phones.
Then,
Oh,
they
well,
go to this one.
this as close as we can
And you're on the tripod.
without cutting anything.
It looks like the EVA version of Heptaron.
Again, less is more.
Tell you what, it's really breathable.
Always cut
Yeah.
off more.
It's breathable. It's lightweight.
Probably not glue to your beard.
It's definitely not glued to my beard. Don't read anything political, okay?
No. Resurrect Costume says, scalding hot EVA foam to the face. Brenda Bogman says, you were a glass walker? Do tell. Yeah, I did Sideshow for roughly a decade. I had a show of varying sizes called the Dead Girl Circus. And if you look up the Dead Girl Circus on YouTube, there's video of me doing it. Tank says, the Lego thing, Stacy. Bet it's fun to hang out with. I'll bet you're not fun to hang out with. Thanks. I think so.
The first couple times, yeah.
The first couple of times. Then you get to know me and it's weird.
I think you're fun to hang out with, but I'm also your child, so I
That's
have
true.
to say that.
Brenda Bogman says, oh, that is very cool. Amacha Art says, that looks great. Creative News says, great mask, Alan.
Thanks.
Okay, ready mask. Should be all green now.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted the mouth open a little more.
Yeah.
So this took me, what, 40 minutes or so to Dremel and get ready. Painting will be no problem at all.
Yeah. 1980 says that's next year's luchador mask. Brenda Bottom says it was very cool. Tank says, holy crap, that mask is cool.
Thanks.
Creative Dude says, are those PVC foam tendrils?
They are. It's all EVA foam. It's all EVA foam.
Oops, all EVA. Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll bring probably 10 of these or so to the show.
Yeah.
Because you can do them in all kinds of different colors.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all right. So that's that, and that takes us right to 10 o'clock.
Boom. Crip says I would maybe need stipple on the stipple latex all over that.
Put a room. We actually hit it with like a bed liner spray, so it gets a coating and it gets a bed liner spray. Excuse me.
You get a full Andre the Giant part there.
That wasn't 30 seconds.
1980 says glow in the dark paint, twig glow, ghost of Moss Man. Brian Lippert says awesome. Brenda Bodwin asks, are those for sale?
They will be for sale, yes.
He's having way too much fun with that. That's fun.
Crip says great. June Ritchie says thanks. Cobweb says dip the whole thing in latex.
A Michael Myers theme as played by a seal. Were you saying something important?
Not even a little.
I've been smelling contact cement since 10 a.m.
June Ritchie says thanks. Cobweb. Oh, so we already said that.
So shapes and colors.
Creative Dude says woo. Crip says, are you gonna pull that plant monster?
Let me go check and see if it's sticky.
1980 says you okay, Alan?
No.
Tank says bet that bed liner gives you good texture.
Hallie,
Yes.
stand right here and do a TikTok dance or something because you're on camera.
You,
Looks like
you and
Top
Gray
Girl.
bust out with some TikTok moves.
No.
Rollers in here.
She can do it.
Alright.
I can't do the rest of that dance.
Huh.
You can't do the rest of the dance. It's not a
I
good
don't dance. I'm sorry.
It's probably
I love them.
Hey, show your awesome turn. You're definitely gonna have
Nope,
moments there.
finger's still moist.
that's still great.
Okay, it still needs a little bit of firming up.
It's still green.
I could do a double.
I'm doing some serious mask business or helmet business here.
Okay.
Ish.
It's really slow because I cannot turn over the floor.
Tank says later I'll hope to catch the next one.
See ya.
Cracking up Brenda Bodwin. Resurrect Costumes says it was a good night.
Sorry.
God.
Brenda Bodwin says close up of the snail before we go.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Alright, we're back on tripod.
Yeah.
I need a tripod. I'm gonna get my phone out of the way because it's decorative at this point.
Go blow your nose. You got dust all over there.
That's surprising.
Sweet, sweet black nose candy.
Black nose.
Thanks for reminding us, Brenda.
Yeah.
Some up close snail. Cobweb says, what snail? Well, you got here late, buddy. Now you're gonna find out. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm making a sculpting a snail.
Bro says, thanks for a great stream once again. Farts and all. That's a great one.
Hey,
Cobweb says, wait, snail.
if you don't make fart noises with the air hose, then you're not living.
1980, no. No. Yeah.
be sprayed with the hose again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Here's your phone. All right.
Alan?
So now, once more with feeling.
That one's pretty great.
Yep.
Okay, I don't have teeth in it yet.
You only got 3 pictures in.
Oh, I never take more than 6.
Oh, you're
This is a
about to-
snail hand puppet. It's gonna be a latex hand puppet. Good job, you. So we're working on it. We're getting there.
It looks real good.
It's
Very-
getting to be snaily.
Very snaily.
It's the teeth going in are gonna make him scurry. And then I'll put eye dots and stuff in there, so
That kind of looks like Vincent Knox.
yes. Alexa, what's the temperature tonight?
This evening, you can look for thunderstorms, with temperatures around 66 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
You don't have to bring the latex.
totally. I know.
Tomorrow, probably.
Wednesday. All right. Gray, say goodnight.
Good night.
Allie, say goodnight.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Stacy.
Good night.
Rue, say goodnight, Rue.
With the wind?
Good night, Rue.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I say goodnight. Thanks for watching us and hanging out with us. You guys are awesome. Go make stuff.
Go make stuff!